I'm saying hello to the entire world. Okay. No fucking real. Though, you might as well mess around when no one's on. Oh, well, never mind, someone's on. Welcome to this highly intellectual discussion on philosophy. What's up, bro? What's up? How'd do? What do? I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes for others to come on and say hello. And later, I think I'm gonna ask, how'd you guys enjoy my little pre-recorded ignorism that I did? I thought it was just on the fly. It was literally on the fly. Like, there was no research behind it. I already had a bunch of videos saved of these old cartoons. And I was like, you know what? Let's just pull a bunch of them, watch a few of them. You know, now that me and my friend, I got my friend hooked up and everything. Also in Tribe 12 and Everyman Hybrid again. I haven't heard of those before. Are they channels? Effing love ARGs. I'm curious on what these are. I'm gonna have some knowledge spurred onto me. Oh, I forgot something. Hold up. I don't want these things frozen. I just want them chilled. I just drink these all the time, dude. I'm not even gonna. I'm just might as well be a shill to big core power horror web shows. Huh. You know, I haven't. As much as I love horror, I need to get into the horror web shows, dude. The horror web shows? That sounds awesome. Oh my, Joe. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Did you see my new ignorism that I uploaded earlier today? I recorded that last night. Because, here's actually how that episode became to be. I actually want to, talk about that in a second. But before I do, I haven't even, gotten 100% settled to work. I just finally, settled myself down. Now I don't need to settle my mind down and my body down. So I need a... Marble Hornets is another good, more famous one. That's already concluded. Oh, cool. I have to check those out. But, anyway. Yeah, but I'm gonna, I took a charger with me. I took a charger cable with me. I don't need that to happen. That's something we don't need happening. Don't need phones flying everywhere. We don't need things being flung away by a cord. Oh shit, this thing isn't dead from when I was on lunch? Okay. I'm not gonna smoke it just like that. I need a little green on top of it though. And take this ashtray with me too. Mine is a kite off resin off my pipe. Oh dude. Resin, getting high off resin, man. Honestly, what's below in that bowl is resin. So, technically, that block of blackness that is still down there, I'm not surprised this is still there, because it's straight up bad. It's just straight up resin. It's bad for you, I know. Oh, yeah. I mean, basically, you know the tar shit that will build up in your lungs and stuff from, smoking cigarette? Well, I think even if you smoke, a lot of weed. I mean, a lot. You know what I mean? That will also build up in your system. Or at least in your lungs and stuff. So, that's essentially what resin is. If you want to just kind of put it in layman's terms. And just, it's just that it's being filtered and cut off through a pipe and shit. Instead of actually going straight in your lungs and stuff. And also, ash. There's also, ash in there, too. And a little bit of, somewhat unburnt, particles as well. So it's not just that. Thankfully, I don't smoke cigarettes. That's good. That's good, sir. I think besides me and my mom, everyone here smokes cigarettes. And I'm not lying. I mean, I'll smoke spliff bowls and do spliffs and stuff, but I just couldn't. I think, because I had, one of my friends was dumb and did, a spliff bowl, but didn't even put a lot of weed in there, so it like fucked me up, and it hurt, and it was gross, and made me feel sick. Like, there's just no way. Like, and if I can't even deal with a filtered bong or some shit, then how am I supposed to like, no, just no. And plus, that's just not a habit I want to go into. Not going to go down that rabbit hole. Weed resins has like 10% of the THC of whatever strain it came from. That's what I was told years ago. I want to say it has like 10% of the same, like, I'm sure it has like a similar THC amount. Because if I've smoked like really high quality bud, like this 31% weed that you have right now, like if you got resin of that, that resin is going to be pretty, just maybe not as good, but you know, pretty good for resin wise. Like, I mean, I'll say that the THC content is obviously far less. I would say that maybe the resin of that bud would probably be up like 20% resin or something like that, give or take. I mean, it just depends how unsmoked the resin is, you know what I mean? Like, if you have resin that you kind of hitting on for a while, or, you know, is like mostly ash, like because ashes keep going through it and shit, you're not really going to get much, but resin is kind of an interesting thing. And I smoked pure medical out of my pipes over the course of the last year. So, hey, I mean, that resin's still, like, it's still, like, good resin. It's just that the fact it's resin is not good for you. But get a high fall. I'm not even high, and I'm fucking that sentence up. I get high off 1 or 2 puffs. Nice, dude. You know what? That sounds like the type of level I need to get into. So I'm going to grind a little bit of this 31% anyway. I mean, look at it. Look at this. Look how, like, beautiful this looks, dude. Look at this beautiful, bright, like, it's almost glowing. Like, doesn't it look like this thing is glowing? Dude, try edibles. Oh, I've had edibles before. When I'm 21, I'm going to buy a bunch of them. I'm going to buy a lot and eat a lot of them. Maybe all of them. I mean, honestly, doesn't this look like it glows a little bit?
Yeah.
It has a little bit of a glow. Like, when I just said it right here. It looks like it's glowing more than this green wall right here. Like, I'm gonna grind that up though. I'm gonna grind it up, cause why not? So, you know, I think while I'm gonna grind it up, I might as well tell the story of how my ignorism last night came to be. So, straight up Tyler, okay. I love him. I love Tyler. He's a great guy. But, oh my god. He didn't even... Okay, this time he didn't even call to see if I'm, you know, awake or want to hang out tonight or anything like that. He just shows up. He just shows up randomly. And, of course, my dad lets him in because he's my friend. You can home make edibles easy. Just take some Nutella or peanut butter for like 20 minutes in the oven. Oh, I know. It's not... And that's not even... the only way. There's so many different ways. Easy. I mean, I just haven't, you know, looked at the actual steps on how to do it, So, you know, well, eventually we will, but, yeah, but I haven't, just taken the time to do it yet, but I will. That's the easiest way I know how to do. Oh, I bet that's probably the easiest way. I'm sure that's just not the only way. I'll try some brew tea. Oh. See, I can actually make brew tea because I have so many stems. I have like a fat jar full of stems right now. It's actually in here. It's just chilling. But anyway, on to our friend Tyler. So TK, I mean, that's how, I think that's just going to be the name we'll probably be pushing for the show, because that's what it was named on the Ignarism as well, so I think I'll just keep doing that. But anyway, he just shows up to my house randomly. Do you have a friend who will just, like, show up randomly without even letting you know ahead of time, hey, want to hang out, and I want to come over? Is that cool? Like, there's not even that. It's just like, I'm coming over. Hi, I'm here. It's like, whoa. It's like, what are you doing here? But, you know, since I was going to meet with him anyway, I was like, you know what? You're here, fine. I need you anyway. So, I put him to work a little bit. My friend Tyler will randomly show up at 12 a.m. sometimes. See, that is literally me. That's literally me. Like, that's literally me right now, because he did. With a bottle of Jack or a bag of Bud. Now, I would be a little bit more chill with it if that was the case. He doesn't show up with anything. He just shows up to hang out. It didn't charge his phone while he's here. So it's like, are you, like, exploiting my electricity? And then, like, sometimes he'll come over, go to the bathroom, like, nearly right away, and spend, like, 30 minutes in there. Like, even when he left last night, he spent, like, 40 minutes in the bathroom before you left, dude. And I don't even know what he does. Apparently just watches YouTube videos, but I feel like that's bullshit, if you know what I mean.
I came out here about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. He's sitting out here.
Yeah, see, I saw that too, but, you know, I was so tired, and I know Tyler's harmless as a freaking fly, dude. So, you know, I know he ain't gonna steal shit. So I'm just like, you know what? So after we did our ignorism, I'm like, I'm just gonna go to bed now. I'm tired as fuck. I'm gonna let this upload overnight, and then when I wake up, I'll publish it so it's up and available. So that's what I did. He went to the bathroom for like 40 minutes. And then after that, he was in here, just chilling. I don't even know what he was doing. On his phone, by himself. And I know he's harmless as a fly, so I don't honestly... I popped in here and I saw that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm too tired to give a fuck. I'm just like, I know he ain't gonna do anything. I trust him, so frick it. Screw it. I'm just gonna go sleep, and that's what I did. But my buddy Tyler will also show up with hose sometimes. Or even cocaine if he's being extra dumb. See, now, if he was showing up with hose, oh my god, I wouldn't even be complaining right now. I would be, like, complimenting his random appearance. But with cocaine, I would just turn him around instantly and be like, I don't give a fuck. Don't even bring that in my house. Like, look, I don't honestly care if people do coke. I just don't want it in my place, you know what I mean? Or around me or in front of me. Like, you know, I don't care if someone has done it. And, I've been around people who've done it in front of me. And I'm just like, I'm just going to be on my phone and kind of spruce down and not pay attention to the snortages. Like, I'm not dumb enough to do it and normally too tired to argue with him. Same here. Like, I'm too tired to the point to just be like, hey, bro, this got to, like, on a for real, though, be taken on a down low. And if I just don't respond, just don't assume that I'm like, okay, I'm cool. Just, like, wait until I respond with at least something, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna just call him out next time I meet him. Not, like, in a mean way, just be like, hey, look, our acknowledgement was great and everything. I'm not even negating the fact. In fact, I'm actually kind of alright that he came over. It's just how he goes about it, you know? Like, if he were just, like, hit me up or whatever, I probably would have declined anyway at first, but at least there would be that consideration. It's just like, but that's just like something, that's just him, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. Plus, I do snort painkillers, and I feel it's hypocritical for me to get onto him for it. Yeah, so, I mean, like, I just stick with weed. Maybe, like, psychedelics and stuff in the future. Maybe near future, I don't know. And then, I have an occasional drinking every now and then. That's kind of me. So, I've kind of, early on, kind of have kept the idea of, like, let's not do crazy drugs and stuff. At the time, when I was a kid, I used to think weed was a part of that. And then I found out weed is, just about as social as, drinking beer with everybody. So, it's just like, oh, okay. There's actually even medical benefits, so why am I freaking out over it? Try not to go far down the crazy drug path. Oh, like, the most crazy I would, like, ever really want to go to, or go at, honestly, is just psychedelics. Like, I don't even want to, like, even then, I don't want to go too far into it. I just want to, like, I do the painkillers to ease my nasty back pain. Yeah, like, for me, Bud helps out with that, but it's not, like, the end-all, be-all for me, so, I mean, I just, like, I don't really get it that often myself, but car crash left over. Well, yeah, I mean, you got a legit reason. I mean, I wish there was just better ways than, like, just the methods that a lot of people just have to resort to. So, I mean, because, you know, I ain't gonna shit on, you know, that you snort that shit. It's just like, I mean, it's just how you deal with your, you know, pain and shit, you know? People have different methods, you know? It's just that while it might not be the best method, it's the method that we got to our, you know, got right now. You know, what else are you gonna do? You know? So, I feel like that path for people having a view on drugs, though, is turning a lot, though. Not just with weed, but just in general. Like Robert, 20 years ago or like 30 years ago, could you talk about like mushrooms or anything like that just out in public or whatever? Like you probably could right now, just as a side conversation with.
Out in public or with friends?
Well, okay. With how about acquaintances? Like if they brought it up or you brought it up, just as a side conversation, talking about that might have been similar or relatable to whatever.
Because I used to go to the house, people, you know, were always getting passed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. Like, I know weed was a big thing, but like, how was like the overall like culture
and mushrooms and.
Yeah, how was like the overall culture around it? I guess I should say. Like, how would people like view that? Even not
maybe look down on you then.
Oh yeah, like because I hear a lot of especially like the crazy. Because I know that was definitely the case. Like, because there was I mean, there was the marijuana movement that was also kind of part of the civil rights. It was like a subgroup with the hippie movement and everything. And a lot of that was looked down on because they're like, yeah, free love, drugs for life, woo! Like, that's what they saw. And they're like, oh, these LSD, mushroom, acid, weed, heroin, smuggling hippie bums, blah, 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 I couldn't use it like the stigma of drugs now is far more, like, laid back than how it used to be. I mean, technically, the U.S. Gov right now, if it wanted to, could stop every legal state and just shut it all down. I mean, because of the supremacy clause and stuff, because marijuana is still technically a Schedule 1 drug from DEA. So, I mean, even in the government, they're like, drugs, man, we'll just pay attention to these ones over here. Marijuana, we'll scare you a little bit, but, meh. I mean, I feel like that is definitely going to be turning. I got an uncle stuck in a mental hospital because he was pushed in a pool, absorbed like 20 sheets of acid.
Damn.
That would risk a civil war. States will like having extra money. Huh? On which point? Like, that would risk a civil war. The states will have extra money. On like, oh yeah, with the government coming down and shutting down marijuana. Oh yeah, maybe not a civil war, but there would be a protest movement like you would never seen before. Like if you thought like marijuana civil rights back then was a thing, and it even it's still around to this day. But if you think it's big now, if the feds did that in like maybe not just every state, but like Colorado or Oregon, anywhere, just any state. It doesn't have to be all of them. It could be one or a little mix of multiples. If they did that, especially in the state they did it in, you'll see protests everywhere. And yes,
especially in Oregon or Portland, they believe in the riots.
I mean, yeah, I mean, with Portland, honestly, in any movement or any protest, I mean, Portland's always a coin toss, because I've been to protests here that have been peaceful, and I've been to and heard of just about as many that have also been, delved into riots or just been violent. That would go straight to the Supreme Court, yeah. Like, if the states did that, they would sue, and while it wouldn't work initially, I feel like if there's enough pressure, the Supreme Court would have to open up something to talk about it and go through the court. Because, again, with the Supremacy Clause, the Supreme Court's just going to fall back on that, I feel like. And I think with enough pressure from multiple states, they're like, okay, we can't, keep playing this game. Let's actually open up this discussion, and let's take it through the courts, and let's look at every side and every factor, and come to an actual judged conclusion, which hopefully would be just legalize that shit. The only protest I've been to devolved into looting quick, and that's in like Alabama. Damn, dude. Like, I haven't seen looting, but I've seen a lot of people like just straight up like wreck businesses or like vandalized places. So I mean, it'll be like broken windows around. I mean, downtown Portland, as much as we're super like progressive and lefty, there's a lot of like big business operating in downtown Portland. So I feel like a lot of these people are just taking their transgressions on, honestly, just other Portlandians working at these freaking places, you know, just working in the stores or whatever, and, you know, putting them to blame for a whole, you know, business that those people probably had nothing to do about. So it's just, you know, like when it comes to like delving into riots and shit, regardless of what the protest's about, like that could be about anything, but whatever. But as soon as it delves into a riot or gets violent, that's where it loses its momentum. It's like, okay, this is where you lose my support. It's like, you know, unless they were getting attacked from a counter-protest movement, like straight up, like they're instigating violence and they have to defend themselves, then I'll have sympathy for that. But yeah, fun fact: Molotovs are still quite useful, still quite dangerous 100 years after they were invented. Yeah, 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 of course. Molotovs are like, it's just a bottle of gas or a very flammable liquid with a rag shoved on the top of it, and you light that shit and you just chuck it. What's not dangerous about that? That's a dangerous. Like, it's fun. It's fun, but it's pretty dangerous. Like that. Like the flames could like drip on you and you burn yourself. Like that rag burning could just burn your hand by accident. All right. Like, I mean, and if you burnt your hand severely, you can't use your hand. And your hand's important. I mean, if it's even if it's on like on top of your hand, if you can't like do like a firm grip or shit without your like top of your hand like sweltering in pain to the point you can't even do it, like you're fucked. So I mean, Molotovs are pretty dangerous. You just gotta like know how to use it, which is even then that's coin toss because they're just so chaotic as a weapon. But it's a fun weapon. Molotovs are very effective if used under a very I wouldn't say mature operator, but I would say a careful operator, because you gotta be careful with Molotovs. I think what would work best is like a very weak ass, weak ass glass, like Corona glasses, like from Corona. They had like, so one of my friends told me, if you ever get in a bar fight, make sure you're drinking Corona, because those bottles are weak as fuck, and you can just tap it and it'll break, and you can use it as a weapon like right off the bat, like instantly. So, fun little tip. I don't know how true it is, but it seems like literally military buddy of my dad's burnt his arm off using a faulty white phosphorus grenade. Literally melted his skin off. Oh, damn. God, ooh. Just fuck, man. I can just only imagine what that damage looked like, man. Oh. Damn, like, you know, like the weapons we've made before, like, holy shit, the power and damage they can truly do to a person. Like a faulty white phosphorus grenade and just blows off in your hand, basically. And Vietnam was hell. Dude, Vietnam was just something different. It literally, I think, like, you know, I think you can make comparisons to wars, but I think Vietnam is just a whole new theme of just, I don't even know how to describe that. Like, chaos is obviously one word would come to mind. Unable to open up my, okay, never mind. What else? Like, fear, like scarring of the mental mind and shit. Like, I mean, what Vietnam was something different. It's a fucking shame that we had men that had to go out there and now are permanently damaged, essentially. Because what? Literally for what? Like, what was Vietnam in the end? Like, Vietnam word would be Vietnam word would be mistake. He's gonna chunk the nade to clear Viet Cong position, exploded in his hand and said, jeez. Yeah, man, I mean, like, I know. I feel like I want to do Ignar. Maybe a mixture of a delve into history books and Ignarisms. Maybe like a two-parter of Vietnam, because like I have like because I think a lot. Why? Did you see that? A fat fucking fly just like just like It's just like, no. Fuck you. It's over here now. Well, we're talking about Vietnam? Yeah, Vietnam. So, like, whatever. I always wonder how they got all that Russian gear. Because Soviets and Germans, too, the East Germans, sold equipment to them. And the Chinese as well. Communism. Well, I mean, Ho Chi Minh was, even Ho Chi Minh alone, I mean, he's a very interesting character. And actually, like, I wouldn't say I have a respect for him, but, I mean, I guess I do. Like, I have, like, a little, not, like, as a respect as, like, you are honorable. Like, as a respect as you're, like, if you looked into him a little bit, you can tell he's an intellectual. You can tell that he did have a philosophy, for Vietnam, and, to progress Vietnam, and eventually became a populist in Vietnam entirely, and, end up, he probably, if we literally had our, hands not go anywhere near Vietnam, I'm pretty sure he probably would have been a decent, leader for Vietnam. But nah, we were like, communism! And we had to go in there and take him out. Or try to, and we failed. Isn't Vietnam basically a pseudo-capitalist now? I would call them like what China used to be like maybe 20 years ago. Like a development into a state capitalistic society. Because that's how I see China. I don't even see China as really communist anymore. Like, they still have a lot of ideology of communism, but I mean, at this point, they rely so much on trade and so much on business, which is the polar opposite of what communism is about, that they're a state capitalist society, if anything. And I see Vietnam maybe not directly getting into that, but getting in there. I'm getting into that type of similar type of system. The free market is God. China is far from communist. Well, yeah, maybe when, they were doing their civil war and had the revolutions and shit in China with Mao and stuff, maybe. But now, not anymore. I mean, it would just be intellectually dishonest to say China is. I actually want to add a pinch of this stuff somewhere. Do you think North Korea will ever progress into something like China or just stay a dictatorship? That's actually a good question. I would have to say maybe. I feel like there's probably 3 or 4 big ways that the situation with Korea in general, not just North Korea, will go down. I feel like North and South Korea would continue talks and then eventually at least come to a peaceful consensus towards each other. That'll be like my first thing, where they at least can stabilize neutrality towards each other and work towards, a better future for both countries. The second one is just war. I don't know how that would start. Like, either North Korea would instigate it or the Americans would. I honestly think they would first before South Korea, so I'm putting them in place. Or it can also be, or I could feel like they would, have a people, like, cause so much, desperation against his people, not that he already has, that even they cannot withstand to be so loyalist, even though, they're already in such a disheveled situation, and they'll eventually just do a people's coup, regardless of how brutal and violent it gets for them. I feel like the fourth one is like a reunification or like a status quo where he does keep his type of dictatorship. So I don't feel like the only way I feel like he would open up into anything, even if it's like China, is with probably the first option where the Koreas kind of talking, trying to get consensus and peace and open up talks. Get like I know people were saying, don't put Kim in the national spotlight and stuff, but I think that's just kind of irrelevant if we're trying to get towards a future progression. Like, let him have his freaking, 15 minutes in the spotlight, for himself. Let Kim have that little kayfabe for himself, but he's gonna have to realize these deals are meant to be serious. And unfortunately, the summit last time wasn't so much. It was definitely a big news spectacle. Regardless, like, I'm glad that happened, but it was just a spectacle, unfortunately. And the next time these summits, or if there's more or some to continue on, they definitely cannot be this way. They need, like... So what Ignar is saying is, America needs to free the fuck out of North Korea. No. Sister's the only one left. Interesting, he hasn't killed her, so maybe she's the one to kill and overthrow her brother. Since he killed all of his family, you only need to kill him and the other family rule. Well, the thing is, I think we don't really need to, do crazy, assassinations of the family of him. Because also, I feel like his sister is a key factor in a lot of opening it up towards the West. Because I always like to look at the Olympics, where she was kind of the guest to represent North Korea for the leadership. And then there was also the recent summit as well, because she was there too. So I feel she's more open towards the West. So if she ever were to usurp the power, then that might actually be a benefit for North Korea in the long term. But I don't think that's up her agenda. I honestly don't know much about her in the first place, so... But I don't think that would happen. But it would be a really crazy thing, though. America, fuck yeah, coming down to save America fucking day now. Terrorists, your game is through. Because now you have the answer to... Women rule the world maybe in the future. I think just like anybody, male, female, anything. if you want to run the nation or help govern the world, then go for it. If in the future it happens to be mostly women, then I'm fine with that. As long as they're not cuckoo crazy or some shit. But that just applies to anybody. If you're just a cuckoo crazy, regardless of regardless of anything, then you're cuckoo crazy. I ain't supporting you. Unless it's a good cuckoo crazy, Trans Ignar's the future leader of the world. Yep, Ignarina. It's gonna be, fuck, yeah, Ignarina. Just fuck it. I just don't want any more tomatoes, man. Oh, you don't want any more oranges. Okay, good. Yeah, because we need all the tomato. We don't need orange. We need tomat. Tomat. Joe likes soy boys. Of course he does. Who doesn't like a sweet little soy boy? What you doing here? Ignar is our future leader. Damn straight. I've already made a few speeches. I don't know if I could come up with one on top of my head now, but I've made some good speeches before. Well, I like this song. Okay, I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm going to turn that down now. All hail the Orange Hitler in Chief. It is all hail Sire Tomat Hitler in Chief, sir. Sire Tomat in Chief. Or Sire Hitler Tomat. I don't know. Just something. Put Hitler in there and just call it good. When in doubt, just put Hitler or something and you'll be good. You'll bound to make somebody laugh. Just put Hitler in it. Somebody out there will be bound to laugh to a Hitler joke. Or just a random like, curious, unknown reason to just insert Hitler into something. Like, I'm about to take a Hitler right now. Let's smoke up Hitler, dude. God, no! Go away. Stupid fly.
That was Hitler. That was Hitler.
Oh, yeah, that fly was Hitler right there, yeah. See, that fly earlier that flew from the camera in front of me and shit? That was just Hitler, dude. He was just buzzing around. He was like, hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, so, there you go. And it's just going to annoy me, so next time he comes back around, I'll just be like, oh, there's Hitler again. You forgot to take your cyanide pills. If you want to go through a good horror story in about an hour, read through the Sun Banished Twitter account. I always wanted to study Hitler's mindset. I mean, I don't know if we could ever truly, like, understand his mindset, because there's so many different people that have so many different ideas of that, you know, and there's people that are going to be super biased and say he's like, oh, the greatest, you know, of course, because you're going to have neo-Nazis, and then there's probably going to be people who are going to say the most opposite, you know, like he's the most evil, vile man ever, which I would say he's a evil, vile man, but I wouldn't say he's the most, but I mean, anyway, digress from that point, but Hitler was a sore loser from World War One. I mean, yeah, if you want to go down to it a little bit, that's one of the main reasons of his mindset, I would say. He was a sore loser of World War One because he had enough of a nationalistic pride for Germany to be upset about that. And especially with the Great Depression and shit, I mean, that didn't hit just America, that hit the whole world. Especially Germany. I mean, Germany got hit the hardest anyway, so you could just imagine, you know, maybe not just him, but how everyone else might have been feeling like at the time. So, I don't blame, like, any of, like, this is actually important too. Mussolini was a socialist before he was a fascist. I'm not kidding, look it up. I actually am familiar a little bit about that. He was, like, a straight-out socialist as a very young kid, but then he became a total fascist afterward, later on. I forgot, like, how or what caused the transitions, but I do know he had two different ideology points in his entire life. Totally opposite, too, which is kind of funny. Well, not funny, it's just kind of interesting. And also curious that... Ooh, whoa. I'm late, dude. I'm like 40 minutes late. I haven't taken one yet. He's already going out. Look at that. Just had a fatty bagaddy over there. You didn't even have to light it. Oh, damn. Oh, dude, all the smoke in there was like turning clockwise or something. That's cool. He was kicked out of the Socialist Party for welcoming the First World War as a chance for socialists to rise up. I mean, in a way, it was, if you look at the Soviet Union. Or at least Russia. I mean, it was for them. Obviously not for Italy, and, you know, I don't know why they would have kicked him out. I mean, it seems like that would have been any better time than ever. I mean, war. You're already in a war. There's guns everywhere. Government's kind of chaotic and in shambles. I mean, if you were going to do, like, a revolution or some shit, especially at that time where if you're going to settle something, it might as well be violent, then what better time than then? Not saying that would have been a good idea, but I don't even know how that outcome would have ended up like, but evidently he got control of the country anyway, because he ended up becoming the fascist leader of Italy, and even started that idea. So I won't say started it, but kind of gave birth to the, at least modern, general understanding of it. Wow. It's foggy.
I'm going to,
Going to your bed? Alright.
well, I can walk here.
Oh, there you go. Alright.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. Italian socialists were more pacifist than the Russian ones, supposedly. That makes sense. I mean, I know there's different socialist ideologies that are more pacifistic in nature. Like, I wouldn't say my ideology is, like, pacifistic, because I do believe in, like, a defense of yourself, and maybe a defense of your allies, if it's a justified defense. And, if you're just getting attacked, you know, and you have to defend because it's an offensive war you're repelling, then yeah, you should, help out your friends and stuff. Don't send everything out there, but, lend them a hand. Give them some equipment, give them some volunteers, give them some, help. I mean, I think that's a decent idea to do for your allies. No! Why are you chilling out here? Hi, bro. Bro. Bruh. Anyway. Damn fly, bro. It's a crane fly. I know they're harmless, and it's a small one, so... I'm letting it be fine for now. But... Oh, yeah. But, yeah, but, like... And overall, though, I don't believe in, like, a violent revolution. So, with, like, my blend of ideology, I definitely wouldn't do it violent unless it's, like, the literal very, 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 very last option I had to take. So if you drew a circle for the ideologies, all would have cross-sections overlapping. Oh, yeah. Every single one of them would have a little bit of similarities to each other. So what you're saying is, it's okay for the U.S. to sell weapons to both sides of a war? I love these little, like, sarcastic strawmans you're doing, dude. They're great. Like, it's okay for the U.S. to sell weapons to both sides of a war. Totally. Totally, of course. I mean, you got to, dude. I mean, you got to make your money. You got to make your bank somehow, right? You got to make that bank. Figuring out where to put my gum. I don't know. I'll stick it ever so gently on the top of this. So, it won't stick to it, but it won't, like, get on anything dusty or some shit. Which one should I have first? This banana or the strawberry banana? I'm going for strawberry banana. This one's my favorite flavor. Fuck it. I'm just like, I was like gonna let you guys decide, but I'm like, nah, never mind. Like instantly, I'm like, nah, I'm not letting you guys decide. Not gonna happen. Your vote doesn't matter. Paul added a new Spectre earlier. Oh, I heard about that, dude. I didn't see it happen, but I saw it. Sergeant Pepper. Sergeant Pepper. I forgot who that was, but it's because he got baited. Hella. I did it. Was glorious. I don't know why I was like saying that. I did it. Was glorious. When it's like, I did. It was glorious. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it after he did the stream, so I was listening to it while I was cleaning up at work, and it was. I saw it. I mean, I know that was my own dumbass reading it weirdly. Lonely Hearts Club Band. Oh, it's probably because of the music. Yeah, it's on 92.3, so it's like the big fat rock station that is in Oregon, so I gotta keep it a little low. I mean, we can hear the music, but we can't, like, blast it or else we're gonna get, like, copyrighted as fuck. That sucks. Did I finish my room? Not yet. It's probably going to be a while, actually. I'm not saying like a while as in like a long time, but there's some things I need to get. Mainly just like, there's like one thing I need to get rid of out of there. It's that big fucking red thing that's in there. And then I need to get a desk and get some actual like decent drawers and other things as well. So, it's definitely not done. Like, even though I got my setup all good, that doesn't mean everything's totally ready yet. Are you going to get chairs or beds? Well, obviously there's going to be a bed in my room, because I need a bed to sleep in, but I'm probably going to get chairs. Like, I was thinking about a futon bed couch, like, thing. And I was like, that would be a good idea, because then we could just have, you know, all the friends be on the couch, and I can have my main little hub, and just move it up front of the desk. Playing Star Wars The Old Republic again. Nice. Took me a moment to realize what that acronym was, but I figured what. I couldn't resist the call to Star Wars. Yeah, dude. Like, honestly, my call to Star Wars isn't even towards the movies anymore. It's the games and stuff, and not even new games too. It's like the old, like, it's like it's like the nostalgia of it. It's not like the new trend. It's like the old. It's like, you know what, y'all going to new trends? I'm going to grind against it to go at the old. Like, they need to do a movie of the Old Republic, man. I swear, like, they could easily do this whole trilogy that they're doing. If you ever do a 12 or 24 hour like Paul, they got a place to sleep. Oh yeah, that's true. But they could just flop on my bed if they wanted to. I mean, there's also other places you can sleep here too. We need a Revan movie already. I mean, just an Old Republic era film, honestly. Like, it could be about Revan, it could be about, you know, Malik. I mean, it could be about Bastilla. It could be about just the Old Republic and the Sith, and their whole conflict. It could be about the Sith, the Mandalorian Wars. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that could be going into now in the current timeline they're in that doesn't relate to the main story with, like, Luke and Leia and all this shit. Your phone? I'm not seeing it right offhand. I think I thought you took it with you. It's not in here, yeah. Yeah, don't see it in here. Yep. Huh. Weird. But yeah, I mean, like, here, like, Rogue One was good. I don't care what Paul and TJ say. Rogue One, okay, yeah. See, I have my beef with Rogue One. I'm not gonna deny that. But for the direction it went, and kind of being like a prelude to the whole, like, the in between the prequels and the original series, I do think it did it fairly well. I thought there's a few stories that, to compare to Solo and The Last Jedi, it's good. Yeah, that's how I say, like, if I had to compare these last 4 movies all together, I would say my favorite ones would be Rogue One, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then I haven't seen Solo yet, and probably that's to my own benefit, considering what I've heard about it, besides of Harley, because he's he likes the movie, so I need to just see this movie, have an opinion for myself, and if it truly does suck, then I'm gonna put I think my first, the cinema show idea, that I want to do, the front row seats. I think the first one will be on Solo, because I want me and Harley are going to argue, dude. Like one thing I want to do on the show is argue with my friends. Like, that's one thing I want to do. Like, because we've had arguments before. I'm like, and then at the end of them, I mean, we make up, like, at the end of them and shit. We're like, all right, we just had our debate and shit. It's fine. All right, whatever. We got our views and shit. But at the end of them, I'm like, dude, that was a fucking great argument, man. Like, I'll think about the argument and stuff, think about how it went, and be like, dude, other people need to hear these. So, I mean, when it comes to cinema, I think me and Harley will be the ones to do that, because him and I watch movies the most out of everybody. So, I think I want to try to do the front row seats idea with him to get in that, so we can, like, do arguments and stuff and figure it all out. Still trying to find it. Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Okay.
It was just in somewhere else where we did not expect it.
Yeah, that's good. Huh. I gotta put my shoes on. Okay.
It was just somewhere we didn't expect. I'm still pissed they made Starkiller Vader's Secret Apprentice non-canon. Starkiller was a fucking badass. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, Yeah, Starkiller is pretty badass. I don't know too much about... Yeah, I do... Okay, yeah, not so collecting. I had to think about that for a second. But yeah, they made that not canon, dude? Damn. That really sucks, because Starkiller is badass. The boy could pull Star Destroyer out of the sky. I mean... I can kind of see how that might be non-canon, because when have we seen in the Star Wars lore previously where a motherfucker can use the Force to take a Star Destroyer out of the sky? I mean, that is like some Force powers that are like almost unheard of, essentially, unless it's like from a rare case like Starkiller, basically. So I mean, like I can kind of see it a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, damn. In theory, Anakin had the power to do it too. I mean, in theory, like that's the one thing like about movie theories and shit that I'm like, it's just like they can answer this question, they just don't want to, or just don't care or something. Because I feel like that answer could, like, imagine, dude, in Episode 3, like Anakin takes like a whole starship or something like that's in dock, like during the Mustafar battle, and like tries to like crush it down and drop it on Obi-Wan and shit. Like, then I can see how that should be canon. Like, why Starkiller should definitely be canon. But there's just a few things where I can kind of understand it, but I still agree with you. Like, that's kind of bullshit how they didn't make him canon. Because there's things that they've made canon that were fan-based or, like, based off games and shit. What am I hearing over here? I'm hearing, like, a buzzing sound. Whatever. I'm going crazy! Starkiller had the same end potential as Palpatine. Anakin had roughly twice the potential of Palpatine. Damn, dude. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of why Palpatine wanted... What the fuck is that noise? Like, I'm not even playing, dude. I'm hearing something. I'm, like, straight up hearing something, dude. I'm not going crazy, I promise. Okay, this is pissing me off a little bit. I think it's that fly, dude. I think I got caught in something, because it sounds like it's a fly trying to freak out. Getting gutted by Obi-Wan knocked him down to 80% of Palpatine. Damn. Yeah, because Palpatine, we never really got to see much of his powers, if you think about it. So, whether he's conserved them or just chose not to unleash them totally, I guess that's more up to debate. Which I guess is being conservative with it. But, like, to say that Anakin, I could see how Anakin probably could have potential to, like, do shit that, would be unheard of to other Jedi or Sith comparable to the past, because he was seen as the chosen one. He was also seen as someone destined for great power, which he got, regardless if it was good or bad. It's just the theme of power that he was willing to achieve, and he did. So, I mean, there is I think I see where this is coming from, actually. So yeah, I mean, I wish we could see some of this type of shit though. Like, we need to like have someone use the Force and get like Luke had roughly 90% of what Anakin. The further away from Anakin the bloodline gets, the less godlike power potential they had. So Luke was like about 90%. About like 10% less powerful, basically, is what you're saying, to Anakin. Which I can, considering that he's the son of Anakin, yeah, I can most definitely see that. I mean, that's your biological genes. So, I mean, it's kind of, one thing I'm kind of curious is, why Leia didn't have such a strong Force sensitivity, because she was also the daughter of Anakin as well, so... I mean, she's a Skywalker too, so shouldn't she have like these same powers? Like, she never, because she never used any of it, and she never was like open around it towards her early life or anything like that. But neither was Luke. So I mean, I feel like if she had the training, I mean, imagine what type of powers she would be able to have. Okay, this fucking wherever this fly is, I'm getting a freak because it's pissing me off. Finally you got free, you fucking bitch. Go fly that way or something. And don't bother me now that I've freed you. The only one being stronger for potential than Anakin was Abeloth, and she had to drink from a light and dark side force nexus to get roughly 12 times power Luke could have. And that power drove her mad. Damn, dude. Yeah, I mean, with Star Wars, there's so much intent, like, there's so much philosophy that you can really delve into and, like, get in with Star Wars, because of just how, like, there's so much related with, like, a power struggle. Like, this is, like, the main theme I see throughout all of Star Wars, for the most part, is, like, this, well, I see, like, two themes. So I see a more philosophical theme, and then I see a spiritual theme. And I think the spiritual theme kind of goes down to the Force and Jedi and the Sith, and kind of like a battle between, like, organized religions, if you think about this. So that kind of delves into more of, like, a religious theme that I see, and I think it's more easier to understand a little bit. But I think another one is power struggle. And I think that kind of just blends in along with that first premise as well. So I think it kind of, so I would say maybe the first one would be power struggle for Star Wars. And what it do there? What it do there, Carl Rove? In fact, Revan did something similar to Abeloth to try to find balance between the light and dark. He went mad. Damn. Yeah, because I mean, I think with I think the idea of trying to find a balance between the dark and the light, and the fact that they're being driven mad, but he gained a lot of power for that madness. Yeah, it seems like gaining power and trying to find balance is, like, at least seems like a main theme for the Old Republic theme. Star Wars is about the defeat of an evil empire oppressing the people. Well, that's definitely one premise I can see out of that. I can also probably say that it's going back to, I mean, because, I mean, there's so many different stories within Star Wars that, I mean, there's, while at least for the original series of Star Wars with The New Hope and Empire Strikes Back and The Return of the Jedi. It's all good, it's all good. We're getting into a discussion about it a little bit. And yeah, someone was just saying that, Star Wars is just about defeating the evil empire, suppressing people. Bro, that was the best film. Oh yeah, the original episodes were great. Luke is everything Anakin failed to be. That's I would say that's true. Like Luke is what Anakin could have been, but Anakin was far more emotional to Luke, and Luke had a lot of he grew up in kind of a fairly bland childhood. So I wouldn't say bland. I mean, he kind of lived a normal one, being out on a farm, just living with your folks. That, I mean, he probably doesn't know he was adopted by them or anything like that. I think he does or not. I don't know. But they would, he just had casual time, play with the friends out in Tatooine and shit, just, do whatever. And then suddenly had like a dilemma faced in front of him. Like, he wasn't trained on anything. He just kind of had it plopped on his lap and had to really delve into it. And because Ben Kenobi by this time was the only light, or at least the only teacher to guide him with all of it, and how he at least knew of Yoda, he was able to delve him into the right track, and there was nothing really, anything to dilute his thinking about it. Unlike with Anakin, I can see with, being more open and, open to different worlds, to different views, to different philosophy, like, and also just as a more emotional, impulsive mentality, like that. I can see how Luke became what Anakin could have been, and what what Anakin could have tried to be. He might have banged his sister. Oh no, that could be what's wrong with Kylo. Oh god, dude. Oh god, dude. Kylo, the ancestral son of Luke and Leia. Oh fuck, bro. Damn, that's some insane theory. I wish I had seltzer. I wish I did too, but I'm stuck with these things, which are pretty good. Did I drop it? Oh shit, I'm dropping shit. And this is not enough to... What? Oh, it's over here. Put it over here. I can't recommend the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon. The show gets a lot darker as the series progresses. You can't recommend it? I've only seen a little bit of that. And there's been a couple of episodes that I thought were pretty cool, but I don't know. I haven't watched it too much. So, but if it gets darker, wouldn't that mean it gets better in a sense? Because I do recommend it greatly. Okay, it just looked like the way you worded it there, sir. You weren't wanting to recommend it to me because I like it. If it gets darker, especially if it's meant to be a kids' cartoon, then they know that kids aren't just they know that kids are not just watching that show. It's going to be Star Wars fans in general, so they want to appeal to that audience as well. The first few seasons are kind of met and childlike, and I think that's because that's what was their main audience that they were going for. But after they kind of realized, you know what, this is meant to be Star Wars here. A bearded old religious man who lives in the desert converts a young man to join his cause and blow up a military base. I mean, that's A New Hope. I mean, that's technically one way of looking at it. It really is. Joining the resistance, the rebellion. But everything after about season 3 is worth watching. Cool. Alright, yeah, I'll have to check it out again some point. So fancy grocery store just opened near my house. It has Starbucks, hot bar, and a tavern. Damn, dude. Our store has a Starbucks too, so every now and then you get like a smoothie. I'm not a big fan of coffee, so I get smoothies. You'll find it great. Many things depend on your point of view. Exactly. So, I mean, you can look at the episode of A New Hope as just some jihadist narrative to push like religious jihad against against something. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could look into it. So, I mean, I think, like, the more I can think about Star Wars, the more I can think of different themes that, they're probably prodding at, that you can, like, I feel like they don't have, like, a literal set consensus theme. I think they just delve into a lot of different themes, and just depending on how strongly they delved into a theme throughout that whole movie, just kind of depends on that specific theme. Like, because I feel like they delve into a lot of different ones. I think there's just, like, so many that you can think about, or even just, like, whether it be, like, something simple, or just, like, a very complex idea. I mean, you can find anything out of that. Plus, Ashoka is a hot for a cartoon character. Okay, I'm gonna have to admit that, too. I'm not even a big fan of, like, alien babes, but I'll concede for that. Also, when in the Star Wars, I think it was Rebels, that's on Disney. They bring her back and they actually to fight Vader and shit. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's actually a pretty good scene. And there's a few other episodes that I have seen, like the Darth Maul and Obi-Wan on Tatooine fight one more time. That's pretty awesome as fuck, and that's canon too. So Maul lived in the first episode when he got cut in half. That's now officially canon. He lived. So, because I've always had a theory that he could have. And holy fuck your name, Darth Maul has his dick cut off, man.
Holy fuck your name.
This guy's name, bro. Grognark, the Barbarian King, High Lord Defender of the Crystal Shard, dude. Damn. That is a fucking glorious name. Like, I'm not even gonna try to top that, dude. I don't know, dude. Yeah, that's intense, bro. I don't even know how to top that. I'm not even gonna try. Like, damn, bro. What do you think of Maul's final words to Obi? I actually thought it was just like, damn. That's like, I actually thought it was like, whoa. Even for a kids' film, powerful. I thought that was a pretty powerful scene for. If you know about these characters and, like, and kind of think about where both of them were this entire time, and then coming back into it and just think about it all, it's just like, damn, you can really, yeah, like, it's just like, whoa, that's heavy. I wouldn't say maybe it's just like powerful, but just heavy. It's a heavy-duty moment in a heavy-duty scene. Bring on the nukes. That's what I always say. Obi thought Luke was actually the chosen one at that point instead of Anakin. Because, I
thought he was his chosen one? Sorry.
Obi-Wan, by the time,
that would make sense.
Yeah, by the time he fought Maul for the last time, he, by that point, realized that Luke Skywalker might have been the chosen one, not Anakin. So, yeah.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, because he always thought Anakin was the chosen one. That's even in Episode 3. He said, "You are the chosen one!" I mean, because I think Obi-Wan, because he's a very he's a deep thinker. Like, he thinks about things, and he's pretty analytical in that sense as a character. So I can see, like, after going back to Tatooine to defend Luke, essentially to watch over him from the shadows. During all that time, he's probably thinking about, what if this kid is the chosen one? Like, I mean, because I can see potential in that, and plus I can probably minutely use the Force to kind of benefit him in the long run to kind of, subtly guide him into the track or something like that. I mean, I can see that a little bit.
Makes sense.
My favorite characters is Admiral Holdo.
Why?
He's just like, why? I don't know. My favorite character.
I've never seen him. What movie is he in?
Maul will be of twisted Luke into a monster, if not for you, Obi. Damn. JK. He's saying JK, so he wasn't being serious there. I'll have to say my though for reals though. Yeah, I don't know what.
I like Jar Jar Binks. Not a lot of people like Jar Jar Binks, but I got no problem with Jar Jar Binks. I think he's hilarious. And I hate him in 2 because they put that freaking suit on him.
Oh yeah, because he
like
becomes the Chancellor's Naboo or some shit. Because he's like the ambassador of Naboo at that point or some shit.
The only reason he did that is because he got so much backlash from him.
Yeah, they wanted to try to make him more serious, but it didn't work. In Episode 2, it definitely didn't work. I mean, I just kind of just appreciate him as a meme at that point. It's like, you know what? Let's just bask in what he is meant to be now.
He's a racist character.
A racist character?
Yeah, that's why most people don't like him, because they see him as making fun of black people.
What?
Yeah.
I've literally never heard, like, everyone I know that hates him is just because of how much of a shitty comic relief character he was put out to be. Which, I mean,
Well, he's good in the Clone Wars.
That isn't that the second episode, the Attack of the Clones or something?
No, it's the cartoon series.
Oh yeah, the cartoon series. Okay.
Clone Wars.
All right. Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
I know quite a bit about Star Wars, just a little bit.
Yeah, the actor who played Jar Jar, the best considered suicide because of all the hate his character got. Damn, dude.
I heard that too.
The wise man pretending to be. Oh wait.
That's not the only one. There was another one in the newest ones that wanted to commit suicide too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems like that's been like a prevalent thing amongst like.
Because she got so much hate mail. Yeah,
which I mean, when you look at like all the suicides and the depression within like some of these minor celebs and actors and shit, it's just like, damn, it kind of like gives you an understanding. It's like they're humans too and shit, and it's just like, like. Unless it's, like, just, like, they're just narcissistically, like, greedy, horrible bitches or some shit. But if they're, they're just an actor because that's what they love doing, and, they just want to be in films because that's what they love to do, and, you're just like, fuck you, it's just like, dude, like, even if I disagree with them, just like, what the fuck? It's like, they're trying to, do their own thing and shit.
Yes, that's true.
Suicide is at a 30-year high in America.
What? Oh, man.
I actually couldn't believe that. I mean, I really can, considering, like, I mean, when you look at just, like, yeah,
people... We have a lot of stuff going on in the world, too.
Yeah, like, even though unemployment's at an all-time, technically at an all-time low, it's shit jobs, unfortunately. Go back and read, okay, I am, sir. Hold on, before we get to this point. Because we look at how Yoda acted until we discovered he was Yoda. I buy into the Darth Jarnark theory, because look at how Yoda acted until we discovered he was Yoda. That, huh? I don't know what I feel about that theory, but I have to think about that a little bit. But while we are back to the point, anyway, but yeah, I can see how America's suicide rate, 30-year high, all-time high right now. Yeah, like while unemployment's low, there's starvation wage jobs, so people are still needing like 3 jobs to make a living and shit. Like,
pause for a minute.
hmm?
Do you know where you can go swimming at?
There's the Clackamas Aquatic Park that's, I think, off of Railroad. That's just, it's about 5-minute drive from here.
Okay, 1 second.
Look how they get those unemployment stats. They stop counting people who are unemployed for more than 3 months. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you even get into details, I'm sure it's a lot more. I mean, well, that's why I say technically it is, because in reality, it's probably not.
What is it called?
I think it's called the Clackamas Aquatic Park.
Okay.
I don't think the Toys R Us is there anymore, but there used to be one next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's looking at that?
Show booty for Carl? No. Nah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kidding. Are you sure? Are you sure, boy? But, yeah, I mean, and also, there's, like, about 35 to 45,000 people die every year because of a lack of health care, and there's millions who are uninsured on top of that. There's that. There's climate change as well. There's just exploitation of this country that big corporations, big banks like to do. There's the drug war. It's 45,000. That's what I said. About 35 to 45,000. I mean, because that's an average. I mean, it could be more than that. It could be less than that. It's just a rough approximate average. But anyway, I mean, yeah, it's just like all these factors, and there's racism and oppression of people of color. Okay. Curious about the plebs. Damn straight. When the rich can get richer. Yeah. You see, also I'm having a revelation about trickle-down economics here. It trickles, but it doesn't trickle down. It trickles up. It's like a reverse trickle. So it's just slowly being trickled up from the lower classes up to the riches. That's how it works. So they just do the bait and switch. Money over people. Yep, that's how they think. We need to wipe clean the records of all the color drug offenses. We just need to clean the records of drug offenses just for everybody.
What if people were a currency?
People?
Yeah.
I think for like...
That'd be going back to slave days, I guess?
In a way, because I'm thinking about, like, it could, like, trading slaves off, it's like, hey, I got 3 really good working slaves, and you got 2 female slaves that, I can breed with in there, or something like that. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure they're probably, maybe not like an actual currency, but like as a bartering chip, essentially. I mean, there's also, like, bribes and stuff you can use, just actual people. I mean, I don't think they could probably be, like, a literal currency, but they have been used in like that fashion of being like used to trade or to like sell off or something like that.
Oh.
So I mean, you could put a price on one. We need to shift all the money from black people to poor white people. Whoa, sir. That sounds like That sounds like you're qualified for the JFF state there. Not just people of color, everyone with drug possession convictions. That's what I say. Just everybody.
Yeah, everybody in the jail population.
Well, not like. I'm talking about non-violent like drug convictions and shit. So,
okay.
Not like literally everybody. I mean, there's some people in prison and jail that deserve to be in there. But I mean, like, if you're caught with like a bag of like weed, like an illegal state.
That because they're like, if they're charged with marijuana convictions, they should be.
Like, yeah, like, I mean, like, technically, if I was, like, in Nebraska or Texas or some shit, could go to jail doing this. So, I mean, yeah. No, you're just like, yeah, you could, because I know I would.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah, but, you know, like...
They have Dodge church too, to snip it up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, it's not just...
Top shows.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just like... I mean, in some cases, just because there's a private prison in the county that is trying to make money, having the most amount of inmates for the most amount of profit off of it, or it's just because Big Pharma wants to lobby against marijuana, or even big alcohol, probably, or, you know, there's probably other industries that lobby against it, legalization of drugs, because, especially with the drug war, if there's, like, talks of trying to legalize all drugs, then, like, the DA, like, that lobbies for the drug war and shit would start pushing, you know, pushing that narrative out, like, oh, there's a drug war problem, and this is going to be a big problem, because look what it does, and this is what we need to do, and we end up wasting more money doing a drug war instead of trying to at least help solve the problem by killing off a fat chunk of the market of the cartels, killing a lot of their income, and they start losing power and shit. Yeah, it's just kind of like a domino effect. I think Carl would benefit from the visit with the Frosty the Blowman. Sounds like it. Fuck white people. He named the Frosty the Blowman. I think Tyler can stay away tonight. Yeah, like, we should have Frosty the Blowman just visit Carl tonight instead. You mean cocaine? Oh, so Stefan, dude. Guess what Tyler did last night? He just shows up at, like, midnight. Without even calling me or texting me or anything. It just shows up, dude. Coke lights up too much of the brain. All that activity's not good. You could burn out your circuits and shit. That's why I'd rather... Tyler showed us up randomly at 4 a.m. No, midnight, dude. Midnight. Like, he showed up at midnight. Or, like, 11:40 or something like that. It's just like, dude... You didn't even call or text or anything. You're just like, hey, what's up? I mean, LO sounds about right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, check out my recent video before this one, my newest ignorism, dude. Since he showed up, I decided to test out some audio and shit, and we got it to work for him. And then I was like, you know what, I already have videos saved up, so let's watch him and do an ignorism. So that's what we did. And that's the result. So, the way it's set up, that's only going to be, like, temporarily. That was just kind of thrown up, just kind of for the fuck of it. But that, hopefully that should give everyone an idea of how, like, I want a layout to be. Like, it gives an idea. Nice. That's what I say. That ignorism is interesting. I was hoping it would. I mean... I even got emotional at one point. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a man and I cried, bitch. It was called the Somewhere in Dreamland. And that old cartoon, every time, it just gets me, man. It gets me. Like, and I found out that the first video I played, I noticed that I thought the audio was up, but it wasn't for the video at least. So you could barely hear the Sunshine Makers. So I might do that one again so you guys can hear it. But, I think overall, though, it went pretty good. I thought, just whipping something up really quick just to try it out. I epically got hit by a car today. Oh, fuck, dude. Whoa. What do you think of Brett's gut gas is like? I don't even want to think about that. It's probably like this, like, oily mac and cheese, cheesy type of fucking weird shit I've ever think. You know, that's, like, fermented in, like, mud and... shrooms and mold all in one with like tapeworms and shit like rotting and fermenting away. Like that's what I think about, man. I bet Brett's ass tastes like Carl's ass. I like Coca-Cola a lot too. Damn. Sad shit I've ever seen in my life was when my Littlefoot's mom died. When Littlefoot's mom died. Damn. Sad shit I've ever seen in my life was my first cat dying. I don't think I've seen anything of that yet. Winco parking lot is like a Walmart on Black Friday every day. Oh my god, dude. Ignar should watch The Legend of Boggy Creek. Maybe I will. I don't know what I'll start with the front row seats show. I don't know what I'll start it off with, but I think I might get an idea. So, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon, so we can look at some cool things. It'll probably be pre-recorded at the moment. So, what I'm probably going to do in the meantime is probably just pre-record certain things, like delving history books or like ignorisms and shit like that. I'll probably pre-record a majority of those. And then, occasionally do live streams of them on here. Just, because I can't stay away from you guys. I can't stay away. So, debunk paranormal stuff. That's actually a good idea. That'll be interesting to go into. Because I'm, while super skeptical about it and have a general non-belief in it, I'll be interested to check some out. Because I've always kept an open mind about it. Look up Dr. Jose Delgado. Well, I cannot at the moment, because I'm using my phone to do something else. Like this. This. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's look for this now. It helps if it was not clogged. That's a shame. That's a shame. BBW best Pornhub category. Bruh. Same. He was a renowned professor of sociology at Yale University, demonstrated wireless mind control technology on humans and animals in the 1950s. Whoa. I'll have to, I'll be curious to check that out, because that sounds really interesting, dude. I'd be genuinely curious to check that out. Damn, this thing was hella clogged. This had force to push up. Damn, dude. Damn, Daniel. Does anyone remember that? Look up Order 227. Do you want me to end the stream so I can look these things up? Because I could, but that would not be... Not one step back, comrade. Oh, I know what you're talking about, though. Basically, if you were caught falling back from the front, you're just gonna get shot. It was the Soviet order, wasn't it? And, if, let's say they broke and routed back to their lines, they were literally gunned down and shit. In some movies, they demonstrate that. They put that as an order. Or, they put that in the film to kind of demonstrate the brutality of the Soviet Union. So, I mean... Yeah. But... Dude... the front at the Battle of Stalingrad. Yep. I mean, I think they forced civilians to fight, too, there, dude. I think they made... if civilians didn't, reach across the river at a certain date and time, they were forced to, fight at that point. If you weren't in time for the evacuation, you're fighting. You're gonna want to go back in time and live in the Soviet Union. I mean, I wish I could visit, but I would not live at the Soviet Union. I would at least like to see what it's like from my own eyes at the time. Get my own idea. But nope, it's already dismantled, so I can't. I mean, I guess I could, go to, I don't know, Cuba or something like that if I wanted to, get, a relatively close relation, or at least a close second in what it would look like, because Venezuela is just too, it's just its own fucking, thing right now, that it's got so much shit going on there that it's, that's just a whole nother thing. But with Cuba, at least I could probably make a comparison towards. I mean, even then, they're opening it up towards the West, too. I mean, Obama was doing that in this final time, for final year of his term. He was opening up to Cuba. I have family members who lived in communist Yugoslavia. It's not fun. Engineered food storages and all. Yeah. I mean, that's my problem with communism and shit. It's just I think that's just a little pipe dream, because because no one has been able to successfully attempt it yet. At least with democratic socialism, social democracies, and these other different ideas, you can find examples of it working fairly well. I mean, there's even a direct democracy, Switzerland. Even then, it's not a full direct democracy, but they're the closest one to one. And, I mean, even they're fine. In fact, they're probably one of the better European countries right now. My friend's grandma was born in Russia in the 50s. She told me it was hellish. Damn. We need to make Jordan Peterson the leader of our society. No. No. Bad. You're a bad boy. No. No. Okay? No. No. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that. All hail Jordan Peterson. No! Fuck Jordan Peterson. See, he's got it right. He's got it right. Ignar is a bad pup. I'll show you, bad pup. You want to get that way? You know how quick that glorious blue Shapiro alert. Oh, what? Damn. Moving the goalposts. Now you're going to Shapiro alert and strawman me and do a false equivalence against, something else I'm talking about? His whole career is telling people that capitalism isn't failing. I mean, it's not just that, but also it's just like pseudo-religious apologetics, specifically towards Christianity. This weird word salad philosophy and some shit. It's just like, what? It's like, he's more confusing, if anything. Like, there's like premises that he's talked about that are interesting as shit, but he never goes anywhere with them, and it ends up being more confusing and frustrating, if anything else. Jordan Peter Cook is an idiot. Ben Shapiro destroys leftist cuck who smears Jordan Peterson. Damn it. Can't just imagine Ignar and his pup get masked with Harley leading him down on a leash. Fuck you. It's the other way around if that were ever to happen. And we would both be wearing one, thank you very much. So, fuck you. In a cat suit? Nah. Definitely a pup suit, if anything. A cat suit? Where did this conclusion come from? Like, I have a bunch of cats, but his wife is a doctor. Yeah, and if we have universal healthcare, she's a slave. So she's a slave wife. Jordan Peterson sounds like a homeless man at a bus stop high on meth. Or I can also make an example with like heroin or some shit too, because that's a big problem here in Portland. So yeah, and that's the same thing too. Or just a very mentally deranged homeless guy. Sounds like Kermit the Frog. He sounds like Kermit the Frog that's high on meth at a bus stop that's also mentally deranged as well. Let's just combine all three of it. It's all three. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? I don't know. Rainbows are pretty. Rainbows are cool. What's on the other side? Pseudo-religious ramblings. That's true for sure. Like, I don't mind, like, pseudo-religious talks and stuff like that. But for fuck's sake, like, there's like a time and place for it, and Jordan Peterson just doesn't do it right anyway. It's just ridiculous. Like, because I've talked like about spiritual shit before on my streams in the past, and it's just me talking about my personal beliefs and shit. It's not, or at least my personal thoughts on it. Like, I wouldn't say beliefs, I would just say thoughts on it, because even then they're not set beliefs, so they're just thoughts and ideas, if anything. So because it's fine to talk about thoughts and ideas. That's the whole point of talking and shit, isn't it? Nihilist postmodernist. Personal thoughts on it. Yep, I got personal thought squad on that. Who win in a fight, Shapiro or Crowder? Crowder. Shapiro's just a shrimp of a man, dude. Crowder at least looks like he's got some muscle and some tonnage on him. Like, he looks like he's got some meat he can, fucking beat people with. Take that sentence how you want, because out of context, that sounds great. I can't wait until, like, people do highlights and shit of just these old streams, and we just find them and start doing reviews of just these crazy moments in my past and shit. That'd be funny. Crowder would pull a gun, I bet. Jacquet, Derrida, is responsible for our society failing. Oh, and Jupiter's visible tonight. It's been visible for like the past few months for me. So, it's out there right now. I know where it is. I mean, I know exactly what it looks like now, so... I've seen it plenty of times. This is cool. I mean, every time it's just always fascinating to really check out Jupiter. It's great. I love looking at it. I love looking at the planets, dude. They're great. Beautiful planets. So, Carl sews my penis. I saw that before I retracted it, bitch. You can't hide that from me. You can't hide that from me. I see everything. The all-seeing eye knows, bitch. The all-seeing eye knows. Can't hide from us. In the great chamber of the eye. The all-seeing eye in its great chamber. I bet his dick's just cut high and tight. And hairy. I bet... What are you, Freddy Krueger? Maybe. No. I'm not even gonna say maybe. I'm not Freddy Krueger. I can't have that glorious title. Are you a neckbeard, Venom? No. I'm not a neckbeard, but I got like this neck patch, like right here. Like, straight up. You should do reaction videos. I mean, I've reacted to videos. I mean, so, in a way I already have. But, if you're meaning just like random videos, I mean, I've done that too, so. I just haven't done it in a while. Like, when I do, when I could get streaming actually working out okay without all this weird buffering bullshit that happened the first time I tried to do it, then, then I'll do it again. Like, don't worry about that. That'll happen for sure. And probably wouldn't just be like, it'll just be videos that I've found interesting that I've saved on this playlist that I have private that only I can see, of all these random little videos that, I want to check out later on in the future, so. I have a fat list, and I've already looked through a lot of different ones, but I just thought since now that we're about to get ready to do at least streaming in general on my PC, then I just would rather wait a little bit and just do it that way. And since I can at least pre-record things, I'll at least do that for certain things, or like certain side projects like the Ignarisms, or like these new ones that I'm about to start up and stuff. So... I might do like short little quick burst videos of reacting to like specific videos of more deeper thought, but that's still like up to debate in my head right now. I don't know if I want to do that yet or at all right now, but it's been something I thought about for a while. So I don't know if I will, but I might do it a couple times just to see how it works out, see if it's successful, and see if it's good. But if not, then that's fine. I won't. But I'll continue doing these longer streams anyway. But I might give it a shot, see how it works out. And I'll just do it the same way that I've been doing streams. We need to link our brains to computers. Damn, bro. I mean, even if we don't want to, we kind of are unintentionally with technology, how we are doing it right now. I mean, in a way, that might actually be a reality at some point. Unlimited pleasure machine. Yep. Carl, fuck you. Oh, damn. Lol. Oh, damn. There's some heat being thrown. Ignar took the DMT. I want to, but I haven't yet, though. Though I may or may not have an opportunity to do shrooms. Though that's still being worked on. The plans to try to check that out and do like this big camping trip and make it a, you know, more than just a camping trip, if you know what I'm saying. They will control our thoughts with AI systems. It will be the ultimate enslavement of the human species. Yeah, like, you know, like I can't wait to smoke a bowl of Paul's ego. Dude, you're lucky, man. You're going to that LA meetup, aren't you? I think you told me that, right? Because I wish I could, dude. This brain computer interface technology already exists if Elon Musk is working on his own. You listen to Alex Jones, don't you? MK Ultra. I mean, hold up. So, I like the idea of having, you know, a connection with technology like, you know, not other before, but my pessimism wants to say they're just going to use it for, you know, greed and for just control of the populace, which is kind of what she's talking about. No, it's mainstream science. More than just chemistry. Are you going to get buttholed by Harley? No! I was talking about shrooms, so that would be the context of what it'll be more than just a camping trip. I kind of have the idea of planned out on how I want to do it though. Fuck Sargon. Let's just throw just a fuck Sargon out of nowhere. Why not? Why not? Just fuck Sargon. I agree. I mean, I honestly think you know, idea just popped in my head. Do ignorism on Sargon. That's a good idea, but I just had one better. I think I want to do a response video to his video against Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Because I identify myself as democratic socialist, at least in the traditional sense, because I do believe that, you know, we should be transitioning towards a more post-capitalist type of society, but that tells into an ignorism that I want to do in the future, that I want to actually have a lot of research for, and that will be pre-recorded, because I don't think there's just no way that I can just delve all into that, and, you know, not saying that you guys are hated in that situation, but sometimes distractions will be unnecessary, but you know what, that just depends. I mean, it'll just depends if I get streaming going anyway, because if I can do streaming, I'll just stream my ignorisms, period, no matter what. Unless it's like something's going on again and then I have to pre-record, but yeah. Anyway, digressing though, I mean, this is called transhumanism. Like, yeah, like, so my super long-term world philosophy, I do kind of like the idea of transhumanism at least being used for good, but I think we all know that if that's a case, that we do have that in our society, it's not going to be used for good. Just look how the world is being operated right now. And is it going to get any better? I don't think so. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, it's a coin toss in my head, because right now I think we're living in a crazy fucking time where I legit don't know. You know, I really don't know how the world's going to be in the next, 4 years. It's a really big, look, I'm missing a lot of comments here. It's a really big, factor to me that I just can't predict yet. Like, when 2018 comes in, I'll probably do, a prediction of how I feel like what would happen, at least in that case, you know, maybe a week or a night before the elections and shit. And when 2020 rolls in, you bet your ass I'm going to be paying attention, because that's going to be the biggest factor. Like, if the Democrats don't run somebody good, or, you know, the nominee for the Democratic Party is going to be good, then we got major problems. Then Trump might be another term in, and we can't afford that. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Trump hater. I'm saying that because the world with climate change cannot you know, let that happen. Like, we need to do something about that. Like, one of the main fucking issues that should be raised up right now, and unfortunately it's a fucking debate in this country, is climate change. But I'm missing a lot of comments here, so I'm going to read all these really quick. One day you and Harley will admit to being gay lovers. We're not. We're friends. We're like brothers. We're like family. You know, we don't see each other like that. Not gonna happen. Good luck, though. Have fun with that. Me too. Technocracy is the next step in human governmental systems. Yeah, like, in the very long term, with how technology is advancing, I do believe that we're going to be technocratic in nature, in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's pure technocracy or implementations of technocracy within our current systems, transitioning onward, it's going to be that way somehow. That's why, like, my long-term world philosophy involves, like, technocracy, however you pronounce that word specifically, you know what I mean, of how that will be, implemented. I kind of want to delve into that more about myself, though. See what specifics I would like. Look up Albert Einstein's Why Socialism. Oh, I already love Einstein, and I already look him up occasionally, so I'll have to check that out. So I'll have to look into it. Thank you for recommending them. Radical niggerism is the way to go. Of course it is. What do you think I'm preaching? Besides ignorism, or ignorist philosophy. Do you think cybernetic tech will be used for good? Lol. My optimistic worldview thinks so, but my pessimism says otherwise, so I agree with my pessimistic side on that one. No. I really think American niggerism has come to ripeness. Damn straight. It'll be used to oppress the poor like all other tech is. Yeah. Trump will win the second term? I hope the fuck not, and that's, that would just basically be like, fuck that, never mind, we're done. Oppression is the way for the capitalist pigs to keep control. Yep. That's why I agree with being a post-capitalist. Good night, Ignar. Aw, Carl, you're leaving me. Alrighty, my man. Good night. Tomat. Einstein talks about technological unemployment, how corporations own all the media, and educational systems designed to get people to vote against their best interests. And what the fuck does that sound like today? America. And a lot of Europe, too. Whoops. Look up Stalin, the ultimate socialist. Lol. Ultimate. Haha. Yeah, ultimate. I finally caught up, guys. Damn, I went on a rant and I stopped the chat, and there was no way I was going to be able to keep going on with it. But, hey, at least I was able to do my rant. I think that's the best way. When I'm ranting, I just need to, like, scroll up in the chat so you guys will stop fucking, like, keep going down. So then just go back down and answer them as they go along once I'm done. That's probably the best way to do it. Hitler was a socialist. He was for a little bit. I don't think he was entirely. And an atheist. Was he? Because a lot of the research I've done always points to him being like a German, like a Christian pan, like a Christian pan, like German mysticist. There we go. He was Christian as fuck. Yeah. Like, he had a weird, twisted Christian ideology, though. Like, which is where the German mysticism came in. Yeah, but Hitler hated Jewish people. He just hated anyone that wasn't German, honestly. He just used Jews as the main scapegoat for Germans itself. He was Catholic originally. Yeah. I mean, because there was a lot of Jews in Germany, and they were a minority there. So what else are you going to do? Blame the minority. Hitler was a quarter Jew. Yeah, he was also a Jew himself. He was an Austrian Jew. And my kitty over there is taking a shit. He was a douchebag. That's one way to put it. Look it up. His grandmother was a Jew. Yeah. And, and a doctor that was trying to help his mother for her sickness but died was Jewish. His officer in World War I was Jewish. A lot of officers were. And a lot of the banks at the time in Germany were operated by Jewish people, coincidentally. So he blamed the Jews. I find it really interesting how so many Jewish intellectuals push for open borders. I mean, like, if you want to go more into my world philosophy, in the very, very long term, I do kind of agree with open borders, but I do agree with, like, cultural borders. So what I mean is like, we keep, like, these, we keep borders, but it's not based because I believe that, we should just be, like, okay, alright, this is going to delve into some crazy shit. I feel like, alright, hold up. Before we even get into this is going to delve into a lot of interesting shit. This is like, like this is my like long term like world philosophy, how I see the world in like 100 and so give or take years, about 100 years from now, and I'm gonna just clean this really quick because it's kind of dirty, honestly. Let me look at this fucking thing. It's dirty, dude. So I'm gonna bestow the all-seeing eye upon you guys as I clean this thing. So, and you know what? So we can at least play music that isn't copyrighted, at least as far as I know. I'm gonna turn up my CD that I like. I kind of want people to own farms again and be self-sustaining. Well, my long-term goal in life is to actually have like a plot of land and have a house in there too, with like a little cabin next to it that will be my studio, my future studio. And I do want to grow like my own food and shit there. Ignar Farms. Yeah, dude, the Ignar Farm. I mean, and I think that is Dusty 45s. Yeah, dude. Well, they're a blues band from Seattle that plays like rockabilly blues, and they're definitely socialist in nature because when I saw them live, they're saying that their one song was like, yeah, this is kind of a socialist song, and I was just like, yeah, yes, power to the people. I was just so happy about it, dude. I kind of blurted out. Ignar wants the state to own and distribute everything. Alright, well, let me clean this. Hold on. Hold your thoughts for the all-seeing eye. Here you go. I got alcohol in here, so I'm just cleaning it. Dude, look at that, bro. It's so gross. This sounds like something Derek Savage would listen to. Maybe, dude. If he was exposed to them. The natural earth is the best thing for our biology as humans. We literally evolved for it. Everything is about the sights and the sounds. Yeah, that's kind of... I mean, I have an idea where I want to put this place, too. My little land. Explain that in Mountain Dew. Tide can't... It goes in tide and... Out you can't explain that. What? Daddy Derek. It's so gross. It smells awful. Alright, I'm going back over there. Damn, it took one whole song to clean this thing. Now I gotta dry it and spruce it up a little bit. Where is...
Well, I'm looking for a little place to get
Hold up.
away.
I just want to skip to another good song. Okay, so I'm looking for a paper towels I cannot find. Ignore future cool cat actor. Why Venom? Wait, Venom, he's mine. What's going on? I'm confused now. I'm gonna look for paper towels, and you better just cut your nonsense, boy. I found them, by the way.
Where the cold flows like mountains to another world where dreams lie afraid. Deep into a desert city, to a land full of pity, to a land where so many waste away. To a foreign land with streets of sand and the crackle dirt where the river ran. He opened up his doors and buried.
There we go, bitch. Nice.
Fortunate man.
Not totally clean, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Good night, everyone. Good night, my friends. Gotta love the kick from marijuana residue. It's 4 here. You go right to bed, my friend. I'll be here tomorrow. Gotta love that coughing fit. Oh yeah, bro. I almost had one earlier, honestly. It was my first hit. It was almost too harsh for me, dude. But I held through, dude. I held through. Cancer. Probably literally, dude. You should UPS me some weed. I literally can't do that. Yeah, that's illegal. I literally can't nor won't do that. So have fun with that. If you want if you want to do that for me, go ahead, but it's up to you. I could send you coffee with a little surprise inside, but that'll probably be the best I can do, and even then. I was joking. Well, good thing I'm joking too. I know a guy who successfully did that. Because there's ways to do it. My mom has done it before. Back in her time. And back then they didn't have security, so it was easier anyway. Alright, needs water. So I have to just send it in like a small envelope, basically. Is that what I'm getting at? Because I can probably... I mean, I'm not literally saying I could, but I mean, it, you know. Yeah, pretty much. Well. Here, there's a new administration called the Toilet Safety Administration that will soon take all toilets safer to use cameras in the bathrooms. Well, they're frickin' perverted. South Park reference. Damn straight. You gotta love South Park, bro. Due to fact, straight shipping it, and I'm pretty sure. Because they're like, we gotta get this going, fuck it. We got no time to search it. That's probably what they're thinking. I'm just trying to clean this out a little more.
Fortunate man. Fortunate man. Fortunate man. Fortunate man.
Alright, we can turn that more into background music now at this point. I just wanted that song to keep playing because it's a really good song. It's one of my favorites. Marty Robbins, Big Iron, I dare you to look it up. Something tells me I should not look this up. So I shall not. Nice. Alright. So you're at this point, you're probably thinking, this involved New Vegas. Okay, so now you're just trying to bait and switch me, bro. Gonna get baited. I know it. But if it's New Vegas, then I'll go. But, at this point, you're probably thinking, I bet Ignar forgot what he was thinking of earlier before he was gonna do this. And I didn't. My world philosophy. Carl, I guess you'll have to see. You know what? I don't even believe you. You're just gonna stay on and just. You've been saying that like 50 billion times, sir. I'll call you out every time, boy. You know it. You know it. Know it. Ignar is a dirty communist. No, I'm not. I wear the red for the blood of the people, but they don't support communism. So let's just get one thing straight. Communism is pipe dream. So anyway, I'm gonna just use this rock to there we go. So I will admit this, I forgot specifically which in my world philosophy. So I think I was talking about the technocracy, right? About kind of like transhumanism and shit. That's how saying goes, right? Better red than dead. I like that saying. I think that's how it goes. But anyway, so let's just get the premise straight out first, just so we are all on the same page. Wasn't it about technocracy, right? That and transhumanism. Wasn't this where we're? And I'll turn this down just a little more. But wasn't that the original argument that we were talking about? Let me just go back. Let me make sure. Here we go. Okay, so back in time now. So here's what was said. We need computers to link our brains. They will control our thoughts with AI systems. They will use the ultimate enslavement of the human species. The brain-computer interface technology already exists if Elon Musk is working on his own. This is called transhumanism. One day, technocracy is the next step in human governmental systems. Okay. So technocracy is the next step in governmental systems. This is essentially the first main presence. And you think cybertech will not be used for good, which I, for a reality basis, I can agree with. But aside from that, we'll talk about philosophy as to why I think it could be used for good. Hey, Robert's just in time to. Yeah, you're just in time for me to get into my what I see humanity in 100 years from now type of world philosophy. I'm about to kind of get into it a little bit here.
Oh, AIs.
Yeah, well, it kind of gets into that. Here, I'll go back just one more time, just so everyone's on 100% same page. Just one more time, now that he's in here. So here's what was said. They will control our thoughts with AI systems. It will be the ultimate enslavement of human species. This brain-computer interface technology already exists if Elon Musk is working on his own. Then goes down, this is called transhumanism. And then technocracy is the next step in human governmental systems. And they think that cybernetic tech will be not used for good, which I do agree with, and because he goes on to say it will be used to oppress the poor like other tech has, and so this is where I kind of delve into it. Let's go back down here now that we got to get that out of the way. Cybernetics will be used to create super soldiers or super cops. And I think that's how we'll start, yeah. So, in 100 years from now, only those who agreed to serve the government or corporations will get it. Yeah, basically. Because they get the benefits. But let's delve into a more... Let's delve into a little bit more of a optimistic leaning view for this for a second. Which is kind of my first, like, I hope type of, feeling. Like, I hope we can get to this situation. Because I think it would be good. With a kill switch installed for good measure. Yeah, basically. So, in 100 years, with how technology... I think technology would force us to adapt and evolve with it. So I do think that there are going to be things about transhumanism that would be beneficial. Like, for example, it could... Let's just skip past like how it can be used on society. Let's look at the individual for a second here. Like, let's say you had a genetic disorder where you don't have a leg or some shit. Like, because I know someone like that right now. Or at least I found out I now know someone like that. But, and then, or just think about someone who lost their arm in a war or something like that. We already live in dystopia. Well, alright, let's hold that thought for a second here, though. But, because this is, like, my philosophy of if humanity gets its shit together type of philosophy. And if it's starting to go that type of direction type of philosophy. I mean, there's going to be, like... My reality is, like, delves into a lot of similarities that go in the same way, but it's not, it's bleak, it's the bleak version, but let's look at the not bleak version first. So, anyway, like, without, like, I mean, there's gonna be, like, augmentations that we can do to our own bodies that would probably be better than our own natural limbs that could potentially be an upgrade. Or, like, you can have, like, bionic arms or some shit that are, like, 5 times stronger than your own self that you can potentially get for yourself. Or, get, like, if you're born blind or you become blind, you can get optical eyes and shit that can actually let you see again, that are connected to your nerves and have, like, grown to, like, adapt to that. And, I mean... There's there's a lot of, I don't know, I won't go into the brain because that's a totally crazy thing on its own, and I don't know how far that would go. Like, I'm sure you can make augmentations to your brain to, like, increase your nervous, like, your nervous system's reactions and, like, your own reactions and shit. I'm sure there'll be benefits to that, too, even. So, I'm sure there's, like, a lot of different, there's a lot of different things I see with transhumanism and, like, cyber tech that can be beneficial, in the long term. Though, well, I have to, I don't know. Let's see what you guys think first. We'll delve into it, but here, have the all-seeing eye, because a fucking dog wants to go be belligerent. I guess I'll just put that right there.
He's coming.
Turn him off. What the fuck was this? She's probably trying to call me for the...
Who?
Hold on. There we go. Deus Ex, only corporate agents and government soldiers get good AUGs and civilians get watered down AUGs. Essentially. Alright. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, because there'll always be progress continuing to be made and shit on these things, and also, I mean, this just same as today. Military tech has 10, 20 years ahead of what we get. Usually, yeah. I mean, because technology is usually made for war first. Though, in my philosophy, like, society would start changing itself towards just looking towards the greater good of humanity, which I know that sounds fucking retardedly bad, but more of like preservation of humanity and preservation of its own environment, which is what I believe in. Like, I do actually, think, hey, I think you always need a war machine. Yeah, and that's just the unfortunate truth of the reality today, though. I mean, I do think there are ways you can do transitions to change that. I mean, because I mean, there's, with how technology's going, and then with how, more people aren't even really, they're getting their, like, violence essentially in other forms, so they don't have to, like, lash it out, usually, on others, like video games, and like, movies, and other entertainment and stuff like that. War is changing. Oh yeah, that war in itself is changing. It's becoming more cybernetic, like cyber warfare and shit. Once humanity gets itself together, we need the war machines still to defend ourselves from potential other hostile life forms. Yeah, essentially, just flip it somewhere else. That's it. Shouldn't even just be specifically life forms. Like, what about asteroids and shit? Like, even that could be a problem, man. I mean, you're gonna, like, if we have a life-threatening, Earth-threatening asteroid coming down towards Earth, what are we gonna do about that? We're gonna need at least a military action against that thing, so it goes boom boom and it becomes millions of little pieces. Yeah, just nuke it. Or something. Push it out of the way. Use gravity hammers or some shit to just, just disrupt the orbit. Something, man. I mean, there's a lot of, like, different things that you can do, change that. You could, could other life forms find their way in that way? What? Use Carl S to black hole it. Yeah. It's called the Black Rove, bro. Carl's ass to Black Rove it. Oh, I think I know what you were talking about, Drew. Or could other life forms find their way in that way? So, in the way that it uses a war machine to defend itself, quote unquote, against other life forms. I mean, that's a potential, but they could also potentially be on a higher plane of intelligence and sentience where they see war as a primitive, barbaric thing, and they are surpass that and only use it for specific means, like defense or something like that. If we depend on war machines and life form is further developed, at least technology is further developed. I don't know if life forms develop. They seem to devolve and degrade and die. Therefore, no backdoor way to get control. Humanity's warlike. It's fair to assume other life would be warlike. I mean, it is fair to assume, but it's also fair to assume it could be the polar opposite as well. Or a balance of the two. Or even more warlike than us. Or totally pacifist. I mean, could be warlike. Well, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it's fair to. I mean, I didn't say it's. I didn't say that's not the only way. Yeah, I think we're on the same page here. Okay. Machines are basically binary, aren't they? And man is not. Hold on, I'll think about that for a second here. Hold on. Therefore, total disarmament after humanity unites. It's not a good idea. Well, it shouldn't be total disarmament. I just think, like, nuclear disarmament should be the main key, or at least reconstructing them into something where we can use it against, like, asteroids and shit and stuff like that. Like, actually use it for something that won't blow up the fucking Earth. You know? And, like, have them all collected in one place so they're all accounted for and stuff like that. Like, I mean, like, I can actually kind of go run down on my nuke philosophy. Like, I think if we can't, like, do a total nuclear ban, then we should do a nuclear, like, international storage for all nukes that we can account for, and no one owns them besides basically the international community. And, they're used for specific reasons, like asteroids and shit coming to Earth that we need to get rid of. If we put AI into machines, are we actually dumbing them down? At that point, you're making a Skynet, because if you put AI in there and they start thinking, and if they have like a artificial intelligence, and if they have like some form of sentience, and they start thinking like, what do I do to preserve myself, and see humans as a threat, you got like a Terminator theme going on. Put all nukes into a bunch of missile batteries, launch them in space as defense platforms. That works. Yeah, I mean, there's different ways you can do it. Use those defense platforms against asteroids and shit. I mean, I'm sure there's other things that could pose a risk as well that we can use those for. I mean, I don't know what other life would potentially be in store for us around the corner. I think we're... Oop, my bad. Excuse me there. But I think we're probably going to stumble upon life, not life finding us, essentially. I think they'll stumble upon... I think we'll stumble upon life on other worlds, and they stumble upon us. Yes, but with AI will come feelings. Feelings can be man's downfall. Well, yeah, because we're emotional creatures, and emotions sometimes haven't gotten us very far. That's why you don't automate your war machine. Yeah, you let humans operate it. That's the better idea. That's why there's drones and stuff like that. A man is still operating that. Unfortunately, humans aren't smart enough to know this, but if they were smart enough, they would never automate weapons. Never. Just don't even have that as a concept. Like, you can automate the workforce, because at least there's ways you can counteract that, and you can make it at least better for humanity, like universal basic income or something like that. But with automated war machines, that's just a problem. That's just a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. That's like the Terminator level of, like, don't go down that road. The Soviets were dumb enough to automate their nuke systems. That's why the Cold War nearly went hot like 4 times. And also, I mean, the U.S. was also at fault for having the Cold War nearly go hot as well. Thank God they made it wait for codes. Yeah, and I think also a human had, like, turned the key to, like, actually do the final activization. So I think there was still, like, a man that had to do it, which I guess was the codes as well for the Soviets. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty bad. Glad it didn't, or else we'd all be living in a world of Fallout. But Fallout wasn't a concept to us, it's just a reality. But humans will be, in effect, dumb it down, because machine will have no feelings. Of course, they're machines. The only feelings to think of: preserve machines, produce machines, expand machines. We are Borg. Fallout is actually one of the nicer futures, because you survive it. There's survivability. There's reconstruction of a new civilization that you can actually have an impact on. You can actually produce your own society, in a sense. I mean, that is a nicer future. Real-life nuke war would make it a lot worse. Yeah, a real-life nuclear war would be very devastating. Fallout just puts a nice little sprinkle on it. Honestly, if there's a real nuclear war, even hundreds of years after, you're still fucked. You're still fucked. I mean, all that radiation ain't going away for thousands and thousands of years. It's still going to linger around for a long time. Can I LeBron it? Can I do a LeBron James? LeBron. Yeah, got it. So eventually War Machine will wonder what good man is to them. They'll see them as obsolete. They'll see them more as a tick and a threat to their own nature. And then Terminator. I mean, but go back to cyborgs. Are they still humans? Well, I mean, if they still got like, I mean, that's a good question because that delves, because if you talk about cyborgs and if they're still human, are you like meaning like, are they like starting to look like, are like most of them robotic, or are they like just have like a few parts of them that are robotic, like a robotic arm, robotic leg on the other arm, on the other side of the body, and maybe like an augmentation to the brain? They still have human minds, so they would be an off branch of humanity, in my opinion. I mean, I think it depends on the level of augmentation that that particular individual goes through. If you like I was saying, like if you have like maybe a couple augmentations to yourself, like bionic arms just for that extra arm strength, I would be down for that. Why not? I mean, or you know, like, or one or two augmentations to the brain. I mean, I still see you as just a human. You just have a few upgrades. It's like, you know, I mean, to me that's not too far-fetched from like being human. But if you're like 90% augmentated, like you got like optic eyes, you got like optical like super ears and shit, you got like the whole, like every limb augmented, augmented heart, so it just goes on for a long time, and you know, you got everything, like, yeah, I can see them as being more as a substretch to humanity. Let's be honest, you would get a Robocock. Be honest. A Robocock? I don't need one. It's fine on its own. It's fine the way it is. I won't do anything to it. Why? A 12-incher? Nah. Honestly, it's like, if it was literally like an inch longer, it would be like, oh god, this is too much. Instant all-day hard if you want. Okay, there's been very rare times that I've actually had that happen, and sometimes that is fucking awful. So, no. That's why I'm fine with it. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's okay the way it is. It doesn't need work. Doesn't need augmentation. Like, if I would augment anything, it probably would be my arms. I've never had good arm strength. I mean, look at me. Look at my fucking ass, dude. Like, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, that's why I kind of like the idea of transhumanism, because I know reality is just going to be used to oppress the middle lower classes, while the higher elites and the 1% just enjoy the riches and the fruits of all that benefit that they get from the new technology that are bestowed upon them. But it's a nice thought to know what good it could do. You know, like I said, like, a lot of this philosophy that I have about the future world, even though I kind of was blah all over the place about it, I will have an ignorism on it in the future, but I'm going to do, I'm going to have research for it and everything at that point, so it'll be good by then. But, but you can kind of get the understanding. It's just more of, like, personal thoughts on the ideas, not, like, actual hold-up beliefs, like, because I don't think humanity could go in that way, but it would be a nice idea if it could. I don't know how it really, truly would. Probably just continue depression, maybe. Unless like a populist left movement rises for like a few generations, then maybe, but probably not. I know it's unrealistic, but I like psychic sci-fi. I like how StarCraft does psionics. I love how they have cybernetics and psionic powers. That'd be interesting. That'd be pretty cool. Because I haven't really delved too much into psionic powers, so I have to research on it a little bit. Check it out. I kind of got an idea of what it is a little bit, but it's like using your mind to, like, fuck with shit, isn't it? Like you're like, move this fucking like bowl here. It's less magic and more like the Force. So yeah, you're kind of using your mind to move shit and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I kind of get what it is, but I don't know like everything about it. So. Ugh. Ugh. Or mess with other people's heads with your hallucinations. Honestly, the more I think about hallucinating, or the idea of hallucinations and psychedelics, the more I just honestly get curious about it. Like, at first I was really freaked out and turned off by the idea, but honestly it's because my mom is freaked out and turned off by the idea, but I think it's just because she hasn't gotten a chance. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna, like, after I have, like, if I do have a shroom experience, like, tell her about it and just let her know it's like, no, you got it wrong. And I'm telling you why. Because look who did it. So, I don't know. Like, but that would be, like, oh, that would be kind of freaky. She'll be like, what the fuck? I think she'll have a heart attack right then and there. She'll like, oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe not. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you the experience for sure. Just feed her shroom tea. Why would I feed my mom shrooms? She already freaks out to this shit. Like, she freaks out when she gets a little too antsy on her medication. Like, it's like, she gets panicked super easily. Like, it's kind of freaky how panicked she gets. It's crazy. It's like, oh my god. It's like, fam, chill. It's okay. It's cool. You're fine. You're freaking out for nothing. It's just in your head, but nah. But I mean, honestly, she just needs to smoke weed again. That's what the fuck she needs to do. So when I'm 21, I am gonna make sure I get her, like, edibles. I'm gonna make sure she gets the medical stuff too. Like, I'm gonna get, like, CBD medicals or CBD edibles, and I'm also gonna get like CBD only type of marijuana to get for her. It didn't have some especially help for pain and stuff like that, and didn't get like creams and stuff for her to try, like, cause she needs it so bad. Like, I mean, cause of her back pain and stuff. Fuck, man. Like, a lot of times why I kind of run in and out every now and then and shit is because I have to, like, fucking help her or shit, cause she can't fucking do it. I mean, and I'm like the only young guy who can do it. So, I mean, when a mom calls for help, I mean, you gotta fucking, like, one thing I'm really thankful, at least, for growing up is that I'm able to kind of, like, return, the favor from, like, mom fucking raising me and shit, because I was kind of an annoying little shit growing up. Like, a young little Spurgeon Ignar at, like, 12 years old and, like, 13, 14 years old was fucking, great. I'll say that much. I was definitely an annoying little turd. I was very rebellious. I mean, I wasn't even really, like, rebellious. It was just that, it's not like I was, like, smoking weed or anything like that. I was just, like, I just wanted to do my own thing and shit. Not you, don't bust my bubble. Smoke skooma every day. I wish I could smoke skooma. When did you hit puberty? 17? No. I hit puberty, like, when I was 11 or 10 or some shit. I don't know. I think I didn't really notice until maybe around 12. So I guess, I don't know, like middle school? So, no. It's probably not even done or some shit because of my fucking this situation. This is not happening. But I don't know. So, yeah. Damn. I feel like I'm in like I feel like I'm in New Vegas, and this is playing at like one of those old bars in like Good Springs, doesn't it? Oh, sorry, over. Fuck you, Dan. Next song though is one of my favorites, so I'll keep it up. Hold on. Try not to spill anything. There we go. Oh, dude. All day, dude. Collect from them casinos. Oh. Mafia 3 is a great game. I need to get Mafia 3, bro. I need to get it so bad. I've always wanted it. On you. Thirty-two quarters. 32. It's better than 1 and 2. Honestly, like, I want to know if it delves into the story from Mafia 1 or 2, or is it just totally its own story? Because does it have any relations to 1 or 2? Because I would like to know that. That's actually, like, my big question about Mafia 3. 2 was just super linear to me. Well, because it was doing a story. I mean, all of them are doing stories, but I kind of like... I mean, I grew up, or started playing Mafia with Mafia 2, and I liked it a lot. It was one of my favorites. But I would really love to try Mafia 3. But the character you played in 2 shows up in 3. Sweet! Oh! Don't spoil anything for me. That's all I need to know. I'm gonna play it now. That's a guarantee. as long as it ties into the story, because I actually love the story of the games. It's fucking great. I need to play the first one so I can, you know, know more alone. Alright, this gun's old. Fuck this. LeBron. Got it. I wish they'd make a new Godfather game. That would be pretty nice. I love those games. I have to check it out. I haven't played the Godfather games. Honestly, like, there should, like, if this isn't, like, a thing yet, but there should be, like, a game based off, like, drug cartels or some shit. Like, with that type of Mafia 3 or, like, Grand Theft Auto style gameplay and stuff, like, where, you know, you get listed on, like, a local Colombian drug cartel, and, you know, it has, like, a lot of ties into, like, what was going on with, like, the Medellin cartel of Pablo Escobar, and then the Cali cartel, you know, all, you know, ties in with, like, a lot of real events and shit. You know, and you get to, like, fight, like, local militias or tie local militias to your own cartel and shit, and, you know, everything. That would be dope to do. I would love to see a game like that. They're fairly old now, original Xbox and 360 era, respectively. Nice. Yeah, they're probably on the PC. They're probably on Steam. There's a lot of old games on Steam that I find, honestly. Like, there's Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is one of my favorite old games I love to play. There's, like, Age of Empires. There's a lot of games that are old that are on there, so... Who knows? I mean, it might. I'm not too sure. I haven't looked for it. Woo! Well, Ben is streaming himself sleeping. Okay. Honestly, I didn't want to say anything about this, but I'm going to say it now. Like, how low is Ben going, dude, to get money, man? Sleeping? Who really is, like... What? Why? Dude, it's pretty low, man. Sleepy Boy podcast. Nothing's happening, it's just him sleeping. Dude, I mean, sorry, but... Ben is really stooped kind of low, man. I don't even know what to think about DP anymore at this point, and what Ben's doing, dude. Like, if it was done, like, once, as a troll, and as a lulz, sure, but he's being serious with this. Oh my god, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, what do you think about that, man? Because, I mean, if you want to know the truth on that, for me at least, I think this is kind of pathetically low, honestly. It's like, dude, come on, Ben, what are you doing? Like, this is what you're doing? Ben who? Shapiro? No, Ben Pie from Drunken Peasants. If you go on my channel and check out the podcast to check out section where I have on the playlist and stuff, it'll be like one of the first few that you'll see. I mean, it's still something for people to check out, because I want people to go ahead and check them out, regardless of how I feel about it, because they are one of my inspirations. I will say that about it. Plus, they'll expose them to the older Drunken Peasants too. So I mean, it's not like, it's just like whatever, Also, to be a guest on that show, or something like that, that would be pretty cool to do. Sleeping? Yeah, he's literally sleeping, live streaming himself sleeping, dude. It's weird, I don't get it. And I just popped a Slurpee out of nowhere that's like totally melted, but fuck you. Drunken Peasants Underground. Yeah, because their main channel right now is sort of, fucked by YouTube. I love that implementation in this. Are you going to stream sleeping? Yeah, it'll start at Neverland time, and the date will be set at 4/20/2066. And yeah, down to 22. Yeah, see, it was funny the first or second time. It's not really funny anymore, or it's not even, the first time I saw it happen, the second time, I won't be alive. Well, don't get your hopes down that much. Just take care of your well-being, my friend. If I do shrooms and I come back and I'm like a totally different person, and I'm like, bruh, you need to do this about your life, man. I just swear, man, it'll be great. I'll be great. I'll help you. I'll be your life coach, man. If I start doing that, feel free to just use it as a highlight to just do cringe fest. But yeah, damn, 3:30. What time is it? 1:30. Damn. And we're gonna probably take a shower here. Well, I think I'm probably gonna do a couple more bowls. Probably make some food, and then take a shower, get some sleep. And I'll probably have a little bundle of stuff coming up in the next couple days. Now that I got stuff that I can pre-record and shit, I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna do a batch of that shit, just different things. I mean, I don't even know what, so stay tuned for that. I mean, I don't know what. I'll probably do an ignorism on somebody. I don't know who. Maybe another Dubinkoff. I'll probably do that for Delvin history books and probably implement him as a theory as to what could plausibly have happened, and put my ideas onto it. Yes, old man needs to go to bed. I gotta get up in 2 hours. at that point, just stay up, dude. Damn, like, I don't know, like, what can help? I mean, here's how I get through the day at a 24-hour all-day thing. I have a cup of coffee in the morning, because that's always at least nice and soothing. Eat stuff that's high energy, like eggs and, like, stuff like like eggs and shit, and then like rice and like meats and stuff to go along with that, so it's not just rice and stuff like that. And then like halfway through the day, I would probably have like one energy drink just for the other half of the day. I smoke a bowl before I do any work. I do that too. I also do that before I go to work. So yeah, I mean, I just like, here's like my routine when I wake up. So I wake up usually like around noon, but I stay and lounge around right now on the floor because my room is such a fucking mess, and plus there's boxes on my bed because I'm moving shit out, and plus I need to get under some stuff too, and I can't have boxes, in the way of that, so they're not in the way. So, there's just, I'm going to also be working on, make sure that shit gets cleared out more and sorting things out and getting more boxes so I can sort things out and that stuff and everything. Wake up, smoke a bowl, eat, smoke a bowl, shower, smoke a bowl. Damn, son. I don't go that far, but usually I will, like, take breaks before, like, when I do, like, a batch of things I'm going to do. Like, I'll be in here, smoke a few bowls, probably watch a bunch of YouTube videos, find a podcast, and then I'll be like, alright, I'm gonna eat some food, take a shower, do this, do that, and then, or like, let's say in the middle of the day, like, alright, I'm gonna do this stuff, and this, and this, alright, and I'm thinking about that in my head, and all that, and then I'll go do it, and I'll be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, and I'll be like, alright, that was pretty good, I feel nice about that, I feel good. I'll probably, just chill out for a while, just come back in here and not even smoke for like another 30 or 40 minutes, load myself a bowl, do it again, and then be like, alright, let's do this, and this now, or do whatever, This is kind of how I do my day. I kind of like do a batch of things, and then I chill for a while, and then I do it again. So, that's kind of how I do it. That's my ideal consumption. Yeah, I just told you my ideal consumption. I do like a batch of things, and that's all like within like a 3-hour period. So I guess I smoke like every 3 to 4 hours, depending on what I'm doing. And if I'm literally just not doing anything and I'm just chilling all day, sometimes it'll just be like every hour and a half to 2 hours. Don't hand me that bud. I will load a bowl after bowl if I don't get up. Damn, son. I mean, honestly, for you got a good reason. I mean, you got a bad back. For me, it's just soreness because of work, social anxiety, stomach pains. I've always had those when I wake up, so that helps. Sometimes it helps because I'll straight up like regurgitate like acid and shit, like your stomach acid, because I guess I just have too much built up or something like that. And while that's not pleasant, it does help me like 10 minutes after the fact it happened, but it's not pleasant. But I mean, it's not like blood comes out or nothing, it's just fucking stomach acid. So I mean, that's rare. I mean, it used to happen a lot like 6 months ago. Like, that would be a thing that happened a lot, and I didn't know why. I don't think I have ulcers. I think it's just because I think at least back then I used to not eat a lot. Are you in the DFF Facebook group? I'm not. I'm actually honestly not on Facebook that much anymore. I've contemplated on deleting it, but a lot of my people that I'm, knowing here, that I know here, from high school, or just from the community that I live around here in real life, they're all talking about, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that on Facebook? And I'm like, I'm not really on Facebook anymore, but I guess I should probably check that out. And I'm just like, fuck. I mean, honestly, just Facebook is just kind of, it's too personal. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Twitter, I mean, it feels like at least it's more akin to you, so it's more personalized based on what your own interests are. And at least they don't look like and seem like they're fucking like trying to, you know, fucking be personal with you. It's better than the subreddit. Yeah, probably. If I go back on Facebook again for some ungodly reason, I'll definitely go on to the Facebook group and make sure that's added on as an update, so everyone I know can be understanding of the ways of Deep Fat Pride. But I don't really go on Reddit that much either at all. Like I used to have an account, but I forgot anything about it, so I'll have to make another one. But you know, I'll probably only go in there for the lulz, and I'll probably make my own little subreddit or have someone help me out with that, because I don't know fucking shit about Reddit, so I'll probably have someone else do it for me. Or probably just do it via my account, so I still have the ownership or management of it and everything, and I'll probably just make that guy a mod just for fucking doing it for me. So, I don't know. I mean, I'll figure out that shit later on, but my main 3 things is I'm probably going to have an official Twitter, and then I'm going to probably change the name of this channel to the entity of what we're going to be, and with like the nickname of it being just me, you know, Ignore Husky in there, so at least we know who I am. But or probably just keep it the way it is. I don't know yet. There's things I'm still contemplating to thinking about. I mean, it will obviously still be me. Everything's still going to be the same. It's just, you know, the name change might not be the same forever. Venom will have wrench powers. You're very I almost have the Paul philosophy, but I'm more I am far more sympathetic towards people who I wouldn't say beg, but request. But it's okay. It's okay. You know what? It'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise. How about that? Like, I have something coming in the mail that I said it was going to be a surprise because I collect East German memorabilia, so maybe there'll be a double surprise that day. How about that? How about that? And maybe they'll kind of get an idea for a theme, because I'm really thinking about like a theme. Like a theme we can kind of back ourselves on. I mean, I got ideas, but I'm gonna just have to meet with the guys, because it's gonna have to be between us 3. So I don't know. Stuff to think about. So anyway, I'm gonna smoke these last bowl and shit, and this is fucking like irritating my back sitting like this. Hail Ignar the glorious Führer. The thing is, it's not the far nationalist right, but perhaps the left. Ugh. Ooh, that was nice. Ooh, I'm like popping things where they don't normally pop. Damn, son. So, Premier Ignar? No. Depending on what I will be wearing, it will either be Lieutenant or Oberleutnant. How about that? Because that's the ranks that I have. Or just Unterofficer. I have that rank too. Or Soldat. I have that rank too. But that's on my other tunic, which is missing a button, which I don't know where the fuck it went. I'm pissed about that. So I'm also going to order like another batch of buttons so I can go to a tailor and re-sew it. But before I ever wear that thing again. So I have at least one of them, which also came off. I don't know how. I guess it was just loose. It's old, I guess. So, but I have that at least in one of the pockets. So at least that's saved so it can be re-sewn on. So I'm gonna, before I ever bring that back out, I'm going to make sure it's re-sewn and stuff. I have a Brotherhood of Steel uniform. Oh, that's dope. But is it real? Is it authentic? Because mine's authentic. Whistles. Bro. But that's pretty dope. You know, actually, I wonder if I can get... idea just popped in my head here. So, for my pre-recorded shows, I can still see if I can get guests on. So they can, like interviews or something like that. Or just, like, discussions with other people. That's just pre-recorded because that's just what we can do right now at the moment. And this live streams are just gonna still go through this at the moment, but progress. We're making progress here. This is great. So don't complain. Don't complain. If you're insane, don't complain. Don't know where I'm going with that. I'm high as fuck. Don't mind me. But yeah. Digressing though, but if we can do that though, that would be probably a good step to see if we can get at least a little bit of exposure. I'll probably hit up a couple people that I find interesting that, you know, aren't too big, you know, start a little small, you know. I'm gonna have to get Skype again, so I'm gonna get that back on. The subreddit is a den of whiny idiots. Well, that's where I come in to roast some idiots. What if I go on the subreddit and do a response video on some idiots, dude? What if I do that? What if I just roast the subreddit and call it Ignorism, the roasting of the DFF subreddit? Oh, is that going to be an idea for a batch coming up? I think so. I think we got an idea of what might be coming up in the next 3 days. So, I think we got something to stay tuned for. Ooh, ooh. Roast the DP subreddit. While we're at it, let's do a double whammy. Double whammy. And then share that amongst everybody. Share it with Paul Ziegler, see what he thinks. Roasting them all like little children and plebs and plebeians they are. That'll be great. It'll be glorious. It'll be glorious. And I also can probably get my personal camera set up so we can have me going all Stasi on them, should we say? I don't have a uniform of the Stasi. The East German Stasi, like basically the secret police. I don't have a uniform of that. It'd be cool to have one, because then I could just mimic it, and, you know, become the secret police. Yeah, but I can't yet. So, in time. I also got a couple other things. Funny thing. There's this bid on this leather like map case. You know, I know, very fucking fascinating, but it was just there for like 4 days. No one's bid on it. And then I like looked at it for like the last 8 hours, and I was like about to go to bed. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do a bid. And I was the only bidder. Like, no one bid the entire like week it was on. I was watching it the entire week, and no one like touched it. No one watched it. It was like, okay, dibs. Because I also found original maps on eBay that someone's selling. And that are East German like maps of like, you know, just various parts of Germany and shit. So I might get a couple of those to go on with that and put them in there. That'd be cool. I don't know what's been, but I just love collecting memorabilia lately. That's just like been my fascination lately. Like besides this, like collecting historical memorabilia has been like one thing. Like if I like after like East German, I've been thinking about getting like, I don't know, like. So I don't even know yet. I don't know what's gonna pique my interest next, honestly. But right now, for some reason, East German memorabilia has just been my thing. But it's just like how Finballs, that he was on the DP episode last time, I think. A Soviet flag. I do have something that's gonna be kind of a flag, but it's not really a flag. But it's also going to be coming in pretty soon. A Nazi flag? No, it's an East German flag. Well, not flag. I don't know what to call it really, but when I get it, you'll see it hung up on my wall when we do streams and stuff. So, well, I'll probably have it hung up back here just for all you guys to see. I'll flip it backwards so the German writing on the other side is showing. So everyone would not understand what it says and not realize what it is. Why not? Just be like, it's just a pro-workers banner. Just call it that. Because it's like, hey, because, you know, I think workers, you know, should have, you know, a voice and rights, you know, to the workership, which I do agree with. I think any normal person would at least agree with that. There should be a voice for workers and shit. But anyway, digressing from that. No step on snack flag. Hey, I'll get a flag like that. Why not? Why not? Please, no step on snake. Yeah, you can't step on snack, dude. What about the snack? You can't harm the snack. Anything but the snack. Gotta protect the snack. But yeah, I think after like East German memorabilia, I think I'll probably like. I think I might. I might do something like unorthodox, like maybe like. Do something more obscure, like. What about like a '50s Chinese uniform or some shit, dude? Like, what if I start collecting that stuff? Because that's just as available. Like, that's like one, like, I've checked it out just for the hell of it. It's totally out there. Or Swiss, like, Swiss uniforms and shit. That's a pretty common thing I am looking around at. Swedish, too. There's also Swedish uniforms, too. So, I don't know. There's a bunch of different ideas I could look into. But, yeah. Though, I think for delving into history books, I think just to look fancy, I think I'll probably, would, adorn the attire of an officer just to at least look, relatively fancy. Or at least when to get the camera set up. I'm going to see how it all looks and works out before I get anything solid. But, all in time. Also, I need to find out how to get borders set up. Like, I got OBS, so I don't know what's the best way to get shit more, fancy, but that's what I'm working with right now at the moment. But, we'll all get better upgrades and better, like, software and shit. That'll probably be better anyway, so, in time. So, I'll just have to check out what's best. But, boom. A North Korean flag? There's also North Korean surplus stuff out there, too. I'm just putting that out there, by the way. So, I could get, like, a North Korean hat. And, dude, they look like the most mushroom fucking things ever, dude. They're fucking, like, ugh. Like, they have, like, these tiny little visors, and then just, like, imagine this, like, little thing as a visor, and then just, like, whoosh, just pops out. It's just like, whoa. It's like, damn, that's a fat hat. It's like, whoa. Son. Cool it on your, whatever you got going up there, dude. Gotta take it down a couple notches, man. They're about their hats. Honestly, like, aside of everything, out of all the context of everything ever, when it comes to, like, army marches, I think the East Germans and the North Koreans got some pretty legit crazy marches. I think when it comes to a more Prussian-style march, that's, like, mixed with a Soviet-style march, like, the East German Scots, like, the best. I think they're probably the best, hands down. But North Koreans, though, they got, like, something else up their sleeve, dude. It's like, whoa. It's like, damn. They got some legit marches, man. They could, like, I mean, I don't know. When it comes to just, like, army marches, I'm kind of a sucker for a pretty good army march. I'm like, damn. There's, like, something about, like, troops in unison. That's kind of what got me interested, I guess, at first. It's like, I saw some, like, East German stuff. Well, besides, like, getting the hat, too. I was like, you know what? I'm interested about East Germany, so I looked it up, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to collect some of this shit. Looked it up. I'm like, ooh. And I was like, there is available and everywhere. Roman uniform? Well, then it'll be reproduction, dude. There's no way I can get an original. Austria-Hungarian uniform? Maybe. Hungarian, like a communist era Hungarian uniform. Just go Eastern Bloc, collect every Eastern Bloc uniform. That works. That'll work out. Why not? Fuck it. Not my man. Get a Western Bloc set too. Oh, dude, I could get a West German uniform too. Yeah, dude. Why not? West German uniform as well? Even the odds? Get like a West German and an East German flag side by side. Like sew them together so they're one fat flag. Hell yeah, dude. Why not? Make it in unison, dude. Unite the country as one. Honestly, I wish they kept the national anthem of the East German anthem, dude. Aufstehende auf Sweden, that's the name of the national anthem of the East German national anthem. It's fucking beautiful. Dude, it's like one of the best national anthems I've heard. Like, changed my mind, bitch. Like, I'm going Steven Crowder on this shit. Changed my mind. East German national anthem, best national anthem. Changed my mind. Do it. I dare you. So, an American and Soviet flag together. I could just find an American Soviet flag. I mean, there's variations of it. Watch right-wingers melt down over it. Oh my god, dude. Hey, actually, when I've been to protests, I've shown up in my uniform before with a couple of, like, of the red pins that I have, or various pins that I have. So, I mean, I've shown up for the Red Army here. I showed up as, like, if I go to a protest, like, I mean, I probably will just go basic. I won't go, like, full garb, but, I mean, I'll just kind of go just, like, simpled. So, if shit goes down and doesn't get crazy, but I'll probably have like my gas mask too in case there's tear gas and shit, because shit can get crazy here sometimes. And if I can, I'll live stream it. Like, straight up, I will live stream. Like, if I can get a chance to live stream a protest, you bet your ass I'm going to, dude. You bet your ass. I want to document it. To get my side, you're getting my perspective, and you can see what's going on. And I'll try to tell you what's happening. I'll probably have a friend along with me. You gotta have a buddy with you, honestly. Like, you don't want to show up to a protest alone. That's like rule number one. Don't show up by yourself. Make sure you have something to keep your face, you know, from getting tear gassed or pepper sprayed. And I got a gas mask, so it works. So, there I go. I got something for myself. So if shit gets crazy, I can wear that. And in case there's like someone with a blunt weapon, I'm not gonna, I can't reveal that yet. So I'm gonna hold up. Can't wear gas masks. Well, bitch, well, guess what? I am. You'll get 15 years. What? Because I'm protecting my face from getting, like, tear gassed and shit? Wah. Like, seriously? I mean, that's a ridiculous law. Like, I mean, that's a way to honestly have fucking new law against Antifa. Well, I've done it before. I've literally just walked the streets of Portland wearing it once. I was with my friend Harley, and I've worn it. I mean, the thing is, I don't look like Antifa when I go protesting. I don't look like them. I'm not in all black. I'm usually just wearing, like, well, the last couple times I've worn my, you know, the East German field garb, like, so I stand out, honestly, if anything. So, it's obviously, I can't be related to Antifa. That's ridiculous. Oops, excuse me. That's honestly really ridiculous. That's literally just honestly a way to, you know, get away with tear gas people and, like, pepper spraying people in a way. So if they can't wear masks and they can't protect themselves from that type of shit. The law specifically targets masks, though. I mean, still same premise. I mean, I'm using that to protect myself from my eyes and shit, so that's what I brought. Like, I mean, I don't really got much else. I got sunglasses and, like, a bandana somewhere tucked away. That's about it, besides that thing. So, I mean, I'm gonna bring that. I mean, if they're, like, I mean, I don't know what the Oregon law specifically is, but, I mean, that's bullshit if it's a federal law, though. That is extreme bullshit. That's just honestly, like, a way to oppress protesters who, just to wear whatever they want to a protest, which I think should just totally be fine. Like, what's wrong with just gun? Well, I don't know what a gas mask or masks would be related to guns. I mean, you can't hide a gun in a mask. It's kind of hard. I mean, if anything, I'm at least going to be wearing my, well, you'll find out. You'll find out. I'm not going to say it, but you'll find out. Ugh, 3-hour mark, holy shit. You can hide a 38 in your booty hole. Nah, I choose not to. I choose not to hide many things in my booty hole. So, very little things go in the booty hole. 3 hours, holy fuck. I'm so glad I don't work tomorrow. I can do this right now. Dude, The freedom of knowing I don't work tomorrow feels so good. You don't know how good it feels, dude. You don't know how good it feels. You don't know how good it feels. Don't know what else I was gonna say to that, so fuck you. Don't know what to do. Skibbity bop bop ba doody boo. Honey Boo Boo. Does anyone even remember Honey Boo Boo? Is she even relevant as a concept of reality? Did she just go into the voids? Is this like a Mandela effect where she's like actually something else? And I'm just like something from another universe or something like that? I've heard of people smuggling 38s in prison that way. Why? Dude, you know, some people will go so far to smuggle shit in prison. Why put a fucking gun up your... No. No. It's terrible. It's terrible, man. What is this black spot? Oh, it's from my... It's just a shadow. Loaded, too. That's just a great way to get an extra hole in your ass. That's just a great way. Have fun. Have fun with your extra hole in your ass. Just yeah. And by the way, there's third-degree burns protruding from all over that said new hole in your ass. Or out your dick, whichever way it's angled. Or you get a pussy, whichever way it's angled. I don't know. So, have fun with that. That's just... Isn't there stories of people with grenades, like, smuggled in prison up their ass? Like, I could somewhat understand it because it's shaped like an egg, but motherfucker, still... Dude, if that goes off, nigga. I'm going hardcore. I'm going blunt, bitch. Going blunt. Like, your ass is... Your half of your body is literally gone if that goes off, dude. Have fun with that. You basically might as well be like ISIS at that point, dude. Well, that works. Drugs smuggled that way, too. See, that's like one... See, that's kind of a little bit of another thing. But I still will not do it. Because at least... Like... most of the time it won't like break or anything. It can, but I mean, if you got like someone who's got that shit well secured, then I mean it'll be alright. But I mean, I would not do it. Seriously, there's just no. Like, there's an occasional time where I enjoy the pecking of the booties, but no. Okay, no. Weapons are a form of luxury when you think about it. Luxuries are expensive in jail. That's true. I mean, honestly, hopefully this will probably be another topic at another time. But I mean, I got a whole philosophy I like, you know, of how we need to like reform our prisons, dude. I don't know if the same philosophy is the best way to say it, but I guess I just have a thoughts on how to reform it and shit. I guess in a way that is just philosophical in nature. But yeah, I think tomorrow I'll probably do just mostly a lot of research and shit, you know, just to kind of poll, just to see what way, I can learn up, and then do one pre-recorded show, and then have a live stream in the middle of all that. And if I get something in the mail, I'll show it off. Make it a reform instead of a punishment, but all the worst crimes. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. Make it targeted towards rehabilitation. If they have drugs and they're addicted and they're homeless on the street and you catch them, instead of putting them in jail, have them go straight towards a rehabilitation center that's available to the public. And have them be there for 6 months, and if they have shit they really want to collect and stuff, then escort them to their place, wherever they're at, get whatever they want, and make sure it's not drugs and shit, I guess, and then send them to rehabilitation and have them get rehabilitated and, you know, counsel them way back so they can get back into normal society. So, I mean, and that's far more cheaper and far more beneficial than just locking them up like in cages like animals. So, yeah. Yeah. Bitch. Save that one. Holy fuck. Okay, that was not me being high. That was just the fucking lid being retarded. Just killed the pedophiles, though. Yep. Okay, I'm flipping this over. Okay, I completed my task. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. This is all I want right now here, too. So, we're gonna take it. We're gonna end this. Like, holy shit. It's just you and I now. The sole survivors. It's like the Hunger Games now, dude. Who will last? Who will last? The lighter didn't last. Now it's just us. Who will last? Or we're just gonna eat those poisonous berries together and just off ourselves in a romantic final moments together. Is that how it's gonna be? Is that how it's gonna be? We're gonna Hunger Games this shit? Is that how we're gonna do it? Let's do it. I'm ready when you are. Oh shit, third player came back alive. Oh, he died again. Hold on. What?
What? I gnar your booty. Oh, what? What?
Damn. It's like weird. I got like fangirls, but they're not chicks. They're literal dudes. Like, you know, like the fangirls are like, oh, I will just like let you see my tits all, like all the time and like DM you their tits all day and shit. Like, I have like the same thing going on, but it's like men that are all interested in me. I've noticed this. I feel like I should talk about that sometime. It's interesting. I've noticed this. This is just something I've like picked out before. Like, I've noticed like guys are interested more than chicks are. It's like, weird. I don't know. It's just because of people I hang around with, or it's literally something about me. I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna get some food, like make eggs or some shit. I don't give a fuck how late it is. Everyone could suck it. I want eggs. That's all I've been thinking about today. Get a little bit of twink vibe to me. Well, it's not. I mean. This is not like me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a twink, so that's not how it's gonna roll. I guess it's just because how skinny I am or something. I don't know. I mean, I have chicks who are interested in me too. So I mean, it's not like I don't get it the other way around. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just like I've noticed that it's more prevalent between men compared to females. That I've noticed. But anyway, something that I've thought about. Or something that I've noticed, but anyway. Also, my phone's about to die too. Anyway, so fuck 206. Damn. Well, I'm gonna make some eggs now. So anyway, my friends, I'll be seeing you in a pre-recorded live stream. I don't know when, but you'll be getting a lot of interesting, fun stuff. You'll get a little batch of contentos and tomatinos, the freshness of the fat fried.